Alrighty, and welcome to the 2023 Victorian Open Long Course Championships. This is session 2, and it's the Friday night finals. My name's Tim. I've got Abdul alongside me. Welcome, Abdul.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it should be a great night of racing, guys. And we have up first, event 1 here, the mixed 200-metre freestyle relay. So a 4x50. We had a few little technical difficulties there where the swimmers almost caught up to race before we'd even started the session. So we're pretty keen to get things underway here.
Got 2 heats this evening, I should say.
And we'll mention too, tonight's swimming is on KO freebies. So if you have got a KO Sports app or subscription, you can tune in and have a look, which is a great endorsement for Swimming Victoria and a great endorsement for our sport in general. So welcome aboard, everyone. Now, I think we are almost ready to go here. We're just waiting to clear a few things. I think the officials are just making sure all the starters are ready to go. But these 2 heats will be over pretty quickly. Got some big events tonight. When you look through the program, we've got when you have a look through here, we've got a women's 100 breaststroke, women's 100 free, men's 100 free.
A lot of short distances, I'm realising, yeah.
And then we've got a lot of sort of middle to longer distance sort of to finish the session there with multiple 400 freestyles. So it should be good. And so in heat 1 here of the next 200 freestyle relay, in lane 3 we have Melton, lane 4 MLC B, lane 5 Yarra Plenty Waves A, and in lane 6 we have Ballarat Gold A. So for these guys, they're going to be wanting to post the best time possible and put some pressure on the guys in heat 2. And you have a look through heat 2, qualifying fastest there is Nunawading. But interesting there, you got Japan next to him.
That's right, that's right.
Wonder what Japan can throw down.
It'll be interesting to see what this international but very strong team can do in the pool. Especially after the World Short Course Champs. Wonder if they're still, whether they're sort of in taper season or they're still putting in the yards. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Well, chatting to a few coaches earlier, a lot of these guys are doing a big block of heavy training at the moment. And then they'll be sort of tapering down, I think, bringing in a little bit more quality as they bring into New South Wales state champs, age state championships, and then age and open nationals. So, which is not far away. It's April, but we're already in mid-January.
All right, starting very shortly.
And we are underway. Looks like a good start there from Ethan Apap in lane 5. Also, Harry Hay had a good start there. So
Harry Hay's sprinting. He's going. He's not backing off.
He's looking good here. He is looking good, and we're coming down the wall here of this first 50. We've just got the 4 teams in heat 1. It's always interesting tactics in a mixed relay who you go with first. So it will be MLC leading through the first 50 there.
Very big underwater from lane 5. Huge.
So MLC followed by YPW, Yarra Plenty Waves, I should say. In third place here we've got Melton, followed by Ballarat Gold.
The seeded time for the 2 middle lanes, separating them, is 0.05. I reckon it's going to be very close. We're going to see.
There should be a tight battle, this one. And so these 2 middle lanes now, MLC and Yarra Plenty, are probably starting to pull away from the pack now. A pretty comfortable lead. I'm not sure the outside lanes are going to have enough room to reel them in.
It's all about the last leg. Lane 5's closing in.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight last 50 here. And so a reminder, this is heat 1 of 2. So for these 2 teams who are out in front, maybe wanting to post the best time possible and put some pressure on the final heat.
Jack Gillard in lane 3 absolutely killing it. He's going. Is it enough to get second or first?
Oh, there you go. Just 0.07 of a second separating there. MLC will take it out there, just.
That's a nice PB for the 2 outside lanes. That is Ballarat Gold and Melton Swimming Club.
So we've got heat 2 of 2. Lane 0, Melbourne Swim Club. Lane 1, Melbourne Vic Centre. Lane 2, Nunawading. Lane 3, Melbourne Vic Centre A. Lane 4, Nunawading. Lane 5, Japan. Lane 6, MLC. Lane 7 and Lane 8 are Surrey Park A and B. And Western Melbourne Propulsion in Lane 9. We'll make mention here of the record held here is a 136.7, which was set to 3 years ago now. And some familiar names there. We've got Matt Temple, Andrew Rice, Kayla Costa and Julia Hawkins. Some great swimmers of the past. And Matty Temple still swimming very well for Marion over in South Australia.
Lane 5's off to a great... Lane 4's off to a great start.
Elliot Rogerson out there at a 23.47. A solid start from him.
Xander Coates keeping the distance that he was given.
And it's all about these quick changeovers here. So Nunawading have a solid lead now by about a second and a half.
They're creating some more distance from the other competitors. I reckon if they can hold on and push even more on that last one.
These guys have a lot of work to do if they're going to reel in Nunawading from here. Isabella Boyd probably extending that lead from Nunawading now. Melbourne Vic Centre in a tight battle with Nunawading B and Melbourne Vic Centre B for second place. And Liv LaFoe in the water now for Nunawading, and she's going to take this one home, you'd think. And we have a good battle on for second, though.
It is a tight battle for second. Lanes 1, 2 and 3.
Looks like in the water also is Tasman Cook for Melbourne Vic Centre, an Olympian. Good to see her up and about there. So Nunawading do take it out, followed by Vic Centre, and then Nunawading B. So
huge. 137, 2-second PB. Nice. So that is Nunawading first, Vic Centre second, and Nunawading in third again.
So now we move on to event 2, the men's 100-metre long course multi-class World Para Series. So we do have 2 events of the 100 backstroke. We've got the multi-class Vic Open and also the multi-class World Para Series. So this is the World Para Series. This is where we have the best of the best. Yeah, the best of the best of the international scene racing in this 100-metre backstroke.
So we've got Canada, Australia, Hong Kong and Ireland swimming in this heat.
Yeah, it's exactly right. We've got some of the best Paralympians down racing in this event, which is great for even just our local Paralympians who are trying to race and get up to this level.
It's good practice.
Yeah, I think as a junior swimmer or even an open swimmer who's trying to improve, you get to see what the best do, what they do in the warm-up pool, how they race. I think you can learn a lot off what these guys do.
All right, and in lane 1, we've got Alexander Elliott. Lane 2, we've got Tyson McDonald from Canada. Lane 3, also from Canada, Nicholas Bennett. Lane 4, Timothy Hodge from Australia. And in lane 5, Hong Kong swimmer Kechun Hui. And in lane 6, we've got Barry McClements from Ireland and Ricky Bitar from Australia. And also from Australia in lane 9, Brendan Hall. Got one heat.
Alrighty, and we're underway here for the men's 100-metre backstroke multi-class World Para Series. And
very nice underwater from lane 1, Alexander Elliott from Canada.
So we'll make mention here, we do have sort of 3 categories within this final. We have S10, which is Alexander Elliott, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 S14s, and we have 3 S9s. So those guys are indirectly battling with each other, the S14s and the S9s. So, and that's where we can get a bit of better an idea of where these guys are ranking themselves, and how far they're off the world record is how many points they'll be scored by. 1,000 points means you are on time with the world record. Any more than that, you've broken the world record. And obviously points further and further away are how far away you are from that world record. And so it looks like Ka-Chung Hui is finishing strong next to Timothy Hodge, but Tim Hodge will take it out. Now, he went on 101 this morning, 101.7. He's gone just a little bit over there in a 102.08, sorry, I should say.
Ka-Chung in second. Nice PB for him.
Yeah, he's dropped about half a second off this morning, which is a good swim. And so move on now to event 102, the men's 100-metre backstroke multi-class. As we were just saying, we do have 2 multi-class categories here this evening with the World Para Series and also our local Victorian multi-class. So these guys here would have seen what the best of the best have just done, and now they're going to try and replicate what they can do.
That's right. And lane 2, Bradley Doolan. Lane 3, Kelvin Tran. In lane 4, we've got B. Matthews. Lane 5, we've got James Logan. And in lane 6, we've got Andrew Din. I imagine what it's like to be swimming at a very high level, say in the multi-class, and then just the heat before you is some of the best in the world. That's just kind of crazy to think about.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's great for these guys to see what the best do and see where they can pick up anything, and hopefully inspires them to swim even faster in this final. And so we have in this final, we have a couple of different categories. In fact, none of these guys are in the same category, so they're all sort of within themselves battling their own time to try and beat that. So it won't necessarily be who's the fastest of this race. It'll be more who's the fastest compared to their world record of their category.
Or their personal best.
Exactly right.
Looks like lane 4, B. Matthews just got in front here, the 25-metre mark.
Yeah, had a good start there, didn't he, off that wall, and he's making his way now. He's only 13.2, by the way, which is great to see some of that young making it into a state open final. The experience he gets from 13 all the way through to 18 now. He gets 5 years to really master his craft in this 100 backstroke before he even hits the open level.
Must be a very talented swimmer at 13. Imagine how many times of training you'd have to do a week and to get to that level.
Exactly right. These guys are... Well, I think swimmers are some of the most committed athletes in the world. We know about how many early mornings they do. I know parents complain sometimes about the early morning drop-off.
That's right, 4 a.m. wake-ups.
Yeah, sometimes it's not fun, especially in winter.
Not in Melbourne, though. It's very, very hot period in Melbourne today. The weather in Melbourne is about 37 degrees, as hot as it gets.
And Bo Matthews coming down here this morning. He did go a 1:16.5, so he's got a 1:16.2 there, so about half a second faster than this morning. James Logan, he's gone pretty much exactly on, maybe about 0.4 of a second quicker as well.
And Kelvin Tran in third. I think everyone PB'd from this morning.
So move on now to event 3, the women's 100-metre backstroke multi-class World Para Series. And so we'll have the women's World Para Series first, and then we'll have the women's 100 back multi-class straight after that.
And just like the men's backstroke, we've also got just one heat of each.
And so the swimmers are just making their way out in the pool deck now. They'll be ready to go here. It's great to see that we've got so many international countries in this race. We have China, New Zealand, Canada, Hong Kong, Singapore. So a lot coming down for this 100 backstroke.
This time we've got 5 categories: the S2, S6, S9, S10, and S14.
Alrighty, so in lane 1 we have Jizhu from China. In lane 2 from New Zealand we have Gabriella Ben. In lane 3 from Canada we have Aurélie Rivard. In lane 4 from Hong Kong, Wu Lam Chan. In lane 5 from Australia, Jasmine Greenwood. In lane 6 from New Zealand, Erin Knox. From lane 7 from Canada we have Katarina Roxon. And in lane 8 from Singapore, Pin Zhu Yip.
You know, Tim, what's very interesting is that in this hay we've got a 14-year-old and also a 31-year-old.
Yeah, it's a big age gap.
Yeah, that's a huge age gap.
Over double the age.
Very young to be swimming at 14 at this kind of level.
Age is just a number, isn't it?
That's true. Takes a lot of commitment to be swimming, though. Especially at an older age.
Yes, the swimmers are almost ready to go here. Alrighty, and we're underway here. It's a great start there from Yu Lam Chan from Hong Kong in lane 4. She had a great underwater.
It's very important to utilise the 15 metres that you're allowed to in those underwaters. It takes a whole lot of metres, a whole lot of effort as well off your race.
Yeah, I mean, if you could nail that start, that underwater, it's free speed off the wall.
Exactly.
And there's less drag under the water, so you actually are quicker. So, especially off the turn too, you use that push off. And so coming down now, we've got a bit of a battle between these guys in the middle of the pool. It looks like Yu Lam Chan and Jasmine Greenwood from Australia having a good battle here. And also Aurélie Rivard from Canada.
Lane 5 slowly catching up to lane 4. Oh, I reckon it's pretty even. Look at that.
Does like Jasmine Greenwood's finishing very strong, as is Aurélie Rivard. And
I reckon it's lane 3.
Down the time now.
Ooh, Aurélie Rivard, 1:13.49, followed by Yu Lam and Jasmine Greenwood. That's very nice PBs. Leading up to summer, I think this is where most swimmers would be reaching their peak performance in the season. Finishing off the winter period, sort of see swimmers starting to make more PBs, bigger PBs.
Yeah,
it's always exciting to see.
Yeah, it is. And I think as well, when you've got the Southern Hemisphere versus the Northern Hemisphere and their training patterns, I know that the Northern Hemisphere likes to do their short course season sort of when it's our summer, and their long course season when our short course season's on. So it's like those different times of year with training and schedules. So it always adds another sort of element to it.
That's right. And we've got
I think it's a
from
big
Singapore
difference.
To 20.
So she's just gone over her time there by about 1 second, but very much right on.
Awesome job. All right, and coming up, we've got event 103 women's, the 100 long course meter backstroke multi-class. This time, the local Victorian Open.
Alrighty, we're almost ready to go here for the, as you were saying, the women's 100-metre backstroke multi-class. And we see a bit of an aerial shot there of our swimmers over the other side of the pool. It's good to see swimmers hanging out in their team colours and within their squads, I guess. It's always a good look when you see the whole team rock up in the outfit or the tracksuit.
All right, and in lane 0, we've got Madeline Fox. Lane 1, Evie Lee. And in lane 2, India Beast Fitton. In lane 3, Sarah Howe. Lane 4, Montana Atkinson. And in lane 5, Kale Thompson. Lane 6, Jasmine Fulgrave. Lane 7, Grace Brimlow. And in lane 8, Kira Warwick. Five categories as well: S6, S8, S9, S14, S18 and S19. 6 categories.
It's interesting too here, we've got some guys from interstate down for this event, so a really good hit out before national trials in a couple of weeks' time. I think the para trials are in about 5 weeks from now, so for these guys who are interstate, it's a great time to come down, smash out 100 backstroke, get themselves ready to go.
Some race practice doesn't hurt. Strong start from lane 5, Kale Thompson. Very good stroking.
Yeah, she's looking nice and strong early, isn't she?
It's important to have that backhand speed as well, so we're about to find out if she can keep that pace or even go faster in that second 50. I think that's the trick with those 100-meter races. It's everyone can go out fast, but it's who knows how to keep that pace and just build that. Yeah,
exactly right. And we're going to be going out quick enough, but have enough in the tank on the back end, but also you don't want to go out too slow either. So it's that fine line. That's what makes the best athletes the best, is the fact that they know how to go out hard enough and push it and then come home strong.
Looks like it's a battle for first in lanes 4 and 5 and a battle for second in lanes 2 and 3. However, as we've said before, they're not racing each other, they're sort of racing the categories, their PBs and the world record.
Yeah, so we have a couple of different categories in that one, and coming down there at a 1:13, so both have gone a bit quicker than what they went this morning. So 1:13 and 1:14. This morning they were going 1:14, 1:15. So it's good to see that these guys have adjusted, dropped some time off this morning. And that's the keys. It's great to make a final, but it's when you make a final, you've then got to find a way to lift your intensity. The atmosphere's a little bit more pressure in a final, and the best guys always know how to lift to another gear when it matters.
And Kira Warwick in 1:47.61.
So move on now to event 4, the men's 400-metre freestyle.
Got 2 heats this time.
Yeah, the A and B final.
And the record is by our very dear Melbourneian swimmer Mac Horton all the way from 2016. 3:41.55.
No, I believe that was from the Olympics. Well, look at that date, the 6th of the 8th, 2016. That was from Rio. That time he went there,
right.
3:41.55.
August is right about when the Olympics are.
Yeah, we won the gold medal. So we have a look at these guys. This one's, we've got Ryan Wilkes from Carlisle in lane 0, Wesley Roberts in lane 1 from Sopak, Elliot Rogerson from Nunawading, Cameron Bladen from Tiger Sharks, Kyogo Imarua from Japan, Stuart Swinburne from City of Sydney, lane 6, Matthew Galea from Sopak, lane 7, Yu Jingbun from Japan, lane 8, Silas Harris from Nunawading. He's also in a band, Silas Harris. And in lane 9, a bit of a crowd favourite there, Marco Sasanto. So, interesting to see Marco Sasanto in the 400 freestyle. Normally more of his 2IM and 4IM and 2 free. So maybe his coaches sort of told him to push up, do some longer distances. Now have a look at those entry times this morning. 3:56. That's really quick. That is a sign these guys are going comfortably under a minute per 100, which is always a good sign.
That's right.
So once again, a bit of a long hold there. But we've also got, as we're saying, a couple of visitors in here from Japan. And also he was the fastest qualifier, so it was Kyogo Imarua.
In lane 4. 19-year-old. Youngest in the field.
Yeah, I mean, he went 3:56 this morning. So be interested to see what these boys go out in here in this 400 free. Attacking this first 50 does look to be Yu Jingbum. He does sit out at 25.8, so he's out pretty quick.
Very quick for a 400 race.
So he's decided to set the pace. He wants to do a catch me if you can. I don't mind that idea of getting out hard, making the rest of the field chase you down. And so sitting in second place now is probably Matthew Galea. And he's starting to move through. He might be sitting in just second place now.
Lane 6 taking a breath, looking at lane 7. He's facing him, making sure.
Oh, that's out quick.
Behind.
These boys are out in the 54 point. And so starting to move through the bit of the field now is the middle of the pool is Kyogo Imarua and Stuart Swinburne. So these boys are starting to push up as well. So I'd say we have a bit of a pack of 4 here at the moment, and then a pack of another 4 sitting just behind them.
Very interesting. In those long races, I think it's very important to sort of pick someone that's similar to your PB, and you just set the pace with them, just to make sure. It is very hard to sort of gauge where you're at in the race, especially
really
in these long distances. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Abdul was going to say, really interesting, these 2 boys who are leading and breathing to each other on the way back.
That's right.
And breathing away from each other on the way up. So that sets us up for a really good last 50.
1:53.
Yeah, very quick. So Matthew Galea here, I should say, he's now got a bit of a lead. It looks like Yu Jungbin has dropped off the pace just a smidgen. Swinburne's starting to move through as well.
Looks like lane 4, just long stroking. Looks like he's saving some energy.
I mean, if he's saving energy, he's got a bit of work to do here in this last 150. He's a long way off. But Matthew Galea here, he's looking stronger with each stroke at the moment. He's accelerating and pulling away from the field. Matthew
Galea, 21-year-old from Sopak Swimming Club.
I mean, he could be pushing under a 350 here. Let's see what he turns in. 2:53.1. Now, what's he got in store in this last 100? Can he hold it under the minute in this last 100 here?
I reckon he's got it.
So I'd say Swinburne's in second. Junbin in third. Swimming well over there, Elliot Rogerson. He's starting to come through from Nunawading. Big, long Elliot Rogerson. He's got long arms over there. I know he's very good at the 1500, so the 400 is probably a little bit shorter for him. And
Matthew Galea, 3:22 last 50. I reckon he's going sub 50. 3 minutes, 50 seconds.
Let's see what time he goes. He's going to finish very strong here. Yeah, he might be right, Abdul. He could be right on that. So 3:51, maybe 3:52. He's timed his run very well here. You saw the other boys try to go with him out in that first 3:52. There you go. 3:52.
You called it.
Called it there.
Lane 2. Nunawading.
Elliot Rogerson finishing very strong there. You can see him coming in that last 100. And in third place there, Stuart Swinburne.
He got really close in that last 50. Wow. 4 seconds separating pretty much the whole field in a 400 race. So this was the A final, and coming up we've got the B final.
Alrighty, so as you're saying, the B final's in the water now. Look at those entry times there. Takayasu Nakumi from Japan's quite easily the fastest qualifier this morning, but expect Tommy Dillison and Jack Gurry from Nutter Warning on either side of him to push him all the way tonight in this B final. And looks like, is it lane 3? There might be Jack Gurry leading us out quite strong. No, sorry, it was Nakumi.
Japanese swimmer, Taisei Nakumi.
Yeah, it was
I reckon
Taisei.
Japan, they've got a really good suite of swimmers in those long distances. 200 IM, you've got Daiya Seto, and then 400 metres now, you've got Japanese swimmers absolutely killing it.
Yeah, exactly right. They're very good over that middle distance, that 200, 400 region. They're very good. And so it looks like Nakumi and Dillison are going to be leading through this first 100 here. Our clock has stopped working over there, so it's going to be interesting at the time. It has updated there, so 56 and 57. So both out comfortably under the minute there, which is good to see. And so it looks like Surrey Park's Ollie McKenzie's sitting in third place, tightly battling out with Josh Carnes and Jack Gurry, the two Nutter Warning boys over there in lanes 2 and 3.
It's very important to train the lung capacity in events like these. Imagine if you utilise 10 metres off each wall.
Exactly right. I think a lot of coaches really, they know that swimmers can't hold on to doing 4 or 5 kicks every wall in a 400, but they really want them to still do that glide, one kick, get the extra couple of seconds of rest before you get back into your stroke.
Lane for Japanese swimmer, creating some more distance from his competitors. Lane 5's not giving up though. Dillison.
Yeah, so he's still under the 2-minute mark at the 200, which is a good sign. It's always a big barrier in a 400 freestyle, but trying to get under 4 minutes long course is always a big barrier to break. It's kind of like when you first break the 100-metre freestyle under a minute.
Yeah, that's right.
200 free under 2 minutes.
Feels different.
It does. So I think a 400 free under 4 minutes is very, very impressive. So be interested to see if Takayasu Nakumi can hang on to this lead he's got and the speed he's currently got. And so we've got a bit of a battle on, though, between Ollie McKenzie, Gurry and Carnes for third place at the moment. Dillison comfortably sitting in second.
Lanes 2, 3 and 6 battling it for third at the moment. It is good, though, to have competition in those. Good to have people pacing you just so you can know when to put in some more energy, when to sprint, when to relax a little bit.
Exactly right. And I think it's really good for Swimming Victoria to have such a fast A final, which means that these guys here in the B final have to work even harder just to make the B final. Because when you get to that national level, you can't cruise through a heat. To make a final, you have to be going really quick. So it's really good practice for a lot of these swimmers, the fact that they can't cruise through a heat through to a final and then lift their gears. They're going to be going out hard in the heat, and then you lift again when it comes to finals time.
Nakumi there in lane 4, last 50, 3:31.
He's probably just dropped off his pace a little bit there, Nakumi. He's just dipped over the 1 minute mark now. So unless he can come home strong here, I reckon he might be going just about on that 4 minute, maybe 4:01, 4:02. So Robbie Dillison's going to come in second place here. It looks like Ollie McKenzie will come in third place as we're coming down the wall now. Let's set the time. 4:14. There we go.
To 4:14. That's also a PB for him. About half a second PB.
Robbie Dillison 4:05.
4:05,
And Ollie McKenzie the 4:08, which is a great swim.
And the Surrey Park swimmer in third place, 4:08.
It's a tough battle for these guys just there as we move on now to
Slightly shorter.
bit
races.
5, bit of splash and dash, the women's 50-metre butterfly. Have a look here. We've got Nazir Klunkar from Slovenia in the fastest qualifier. I think that might be the Slovenian flag next to the Spanish flag I'm looking at over there, I believe. I'm not a flag expert. I'm not very good with my flags, but I can guess most of them over there.
It's good to get some European swimmers here.
It is good.
They are
Lifts the
very good
standard.
swimmers, yeah.
Lifts the standard a little bit more. So 50 butterfly. Lane 0, Isabella Osborne from MLC. Lane 1, China Hoyoshiyama from Japan. Lane 2, Chloe Rowe Haggins from St Andrews. Lane 3, Olivia Wunsch from Carlisle. Lane 4, Neza Klankar from Slovenia, as we just spoke about. Kayla Costa, lane 5 from Southport. Lane 6, Isabella Boyd from Nunawading. Lane 7, Amy Crosby from New Zealand. Lane 8, Maina Mafuz from Melton. And lane 9, Yoonhae Kim from Vic Centre. So, bit of a spread across the field here. A couple of internationals, a Kiwi and a Slovenian. A couple of locals as well. And a couple of former locals in Kayla Costa, who used to train here at Nunawading, has moved up to Southport, up on the Gold Coast, the Sunshine State. So, bit of an all-round mix here.
You do have to remember, though, this is a very... I would consider this the biggest championship, Victorian championship in the year. The Victorian Open Long Course Championships.
Definitely. I think it's the biggest event in Victorian swimming is the State Open Championships Long Course.
Got Isabella Osborne there, 15-year-old, swimming in the A final.
Great experience for her.
That's right.
We'll make mention to Chloe Rowe Haggins from St Andrews. I know that Ash Delaney, who is the head coach of Northcote down here, decided to move up to the North Coast, up there to Sunshine Coast, and he now runs the St Andrews program. And a lot of his swimmers who trained under him from those years here in Melbourne have moved up there with him. So he's doing a great job up there. He did a great job when he was here with Northcote.
Yeah.
So, you know, Northcote were a pretty small club when he first took over, and he made them a huge powerhouse. So, very good coach.
All right. Good. It's about a second and a half separating first and last seed in this heat. Reaction time is going to be important here.
All right, it's 55. Be over before you know it. Looks like a really good start there from, was it Nezga? Or Klunkar, I should say. And she's leading through here at that 25, coming in at 35 now. Kayla Costa probably sitting in second and Wunsch in third, but it's pretty hard across the field. But it does look like it will be Klunkar from Slovenia. Bit long on the touch. She does get there at 26.8. So...
That was a long touch there. However, that was still a PB.
Yeah, from this morning.
Yeah.
I think she probably could have gone a bit quicker. Was a bit long on that
that last
finish.
stroke, yeah. I reckon in training it's all about making sure you finish on a full stroke, especially in those smaller distances where the hundredths matter. So,
and move on now to the B final. We also have a Kenyan in this one too. So all around the world, got New Zealanders in this one as well. So it's great to have so many nations out here racing.
Lane 5 stroking looks very powerful here. It's important to get that balance with rate and power in those short distances. You don't want to just keep the rate up. You also want to make sure you're catching water.
Yeah, exactly right. I think that's a mistake some swimmers will make, is they'll try and overrate and they lose a bit of that catch. Taking it out there was Giselle Davy at 28.49.
Big centre swimmer. All right. Now we move on to a relatively more painful event, the 200 butterfly. Record holder was Matthew Temple, 155. And the all-time record holder is the very well-known Michael Phelps in the Com Games in 07, 152.
Yeah, it's a pretty fast time he set there, 152.0. That might have been, sorry, I think that might have been the World Champs, 07. Was it World Champs or Com Games? I think it might have been World Champs.
Maybe.
And
that is true. They're not. The US are not part of the Com Games.
So yeah, I'd say that Michael said that. It was actually here at Rod Laver Arena, that World Championship says here. He was a very good 200 butterfly in his day. So, lane 0, Josh Kingston from Carlisle. Lane 1 from Nunawading, Evan Chee. Lane 2 from Melbourne Vic Centre, Lev Mashkarishkin. Lane 3, bit of a familiar name here, Griffith University, Brendan Smith. Lane 4, also another famous name from Nunawading, William Petrick. Lane 5, another Olympian there. We've got C-Bomb Lee from Carlisle. Lane 6 from Japan, Yuki Tsuzuno. Lane 7, James McBride from Western Melbourne Propulsion. Lane 8, Haruki Nakanashi from Nunawading. And Lane 9, William Campbell from New Zealand. So we've got some huge names in this one. You look at that, you've got Brendan Smith, William Petrick, C-Bomb Lee.
William Petrick, you wouldn't usually see him in a 200 butterfly event. His forte is sort of the breaststroke. He might be trialling with some new events.
Yeah, I think he's very good at his IMs. I think his coaches realised with him he's going to be great at all 4 strokes if he wants to be great at the 4 IM. And he's got some of the best company around him in Brendan Smith and C-Bomb Lee.
Very good experience for him. Bit of a long hold there.
Yeah, I mean, a 2-fly, it's not easy for anyone, this event. It's always pretty tough. It hurts a fair bit now. I'll be very interested to see how Brendan Smith goes in a 2-fly. He's great at the 4 IM. Be good to see what he can do in a 2-fly, but Yuki Tsuno out very fast there in lane 6 by look at that. Yeah, there we go.
26.46.
So he's out nice and quick. Followed by Petrick, and then by look of it, C-Bomb Lee in 3rd.
Petrick starting to get a bit of that, make a bit of a gap.
It's always interesting in a 2-fly. Some coaches prefer their swimmers to breathe every 2. As you can see with Yuki Tsuno, he breathes every 2. But if you look at Petrick, he's breathing every stroke. So you got to sort of find what works for each swimmer, and you can't be too rigid with that. And I think if you've got a really efficient, easy breath, why not breathe every stroke if you can keep a rhythm with it and you can get your air in? So
it has to come natural, especially in this long event. 200 butterfly, you want to be as comfortable as you can for as long as you can, because at the end, this is going to hurt in that last 50.
Oh, exactly right. And look, expect C-Bomb Lee to push him all the way to the finish here because he is great at the 4 IM. Same with Brendan Smith, but they're both off the pace a little bit off him here.
Petrick and C-Bomb 128. They've got 50 left to go.
And coming down the wall now, C-Bomb Lee's finishing pretty strong. We've got 25 metres to go. Can Petrick hang on and take this one out? It looks like he's going to hold him off. He has led from start to finish. It's all about the time here. It went 2:02.9 versus C-Bomb Lee's 2:03.6 this morning. He will take it out under the 2 minutes. There you go, 1:59. That is a really quick swim. That's comfortably in a national final. You'd expect he could be going a lot quicker than that come nationals too.
Swim,
so that is a
swim from
bit of a warning sign for the other 200 flyers around the country, that one.
Sub 2 minutes.
He looks pretty happy with it too. C-Bomb Lee looks pretty happy with his 2:00. So good swim all round, that one.
Wow, that is fast. 1:59. Given that the record was 1:55.
Yeah, so he's really not that far off it.
And Phelps' record was 1:52, so...
Yeah. So move on now to event 7, the men's 100-metre butterfly multi-class World Para Series. And then we'll move on to the men's 100 multi-class Vic Open. So got a couple of 100 butterflies coming up now. Should be good to see. And just looking ahead further in the program, I can see a bit of a familiar name there. Just a 3-time gold medalist at the Olympics, Kaylee McEwen, in the 100 breaststroke later. We know she's a backstroker, but she can IM too. She's pretty talented at all 4 strokes. And
she got 3rd place in the World Short Course Championships in 2 IM.
Yeah, so it just shows that she's great at all 4 strokes. And I think her coaches have said, come down, have a bit of a race, have a bit of fun, try something different. Not too much pressure on her.
It is interesting to see those swimmers coming off a very big competition after almost no rest, just competing back again, back to back.
Now I did just see the camera scrolling across the other side of the screen there, and we'll get back to that actually in a second. So we've got event 7 here, the 100 Butterfly World Para Series. So lane 1, Hung Lian Wu from China. Lane 2, Liam Schlatter from Australia. Lane 3, Timothy Hodge. We called his name earlier from Australia. Lane 4, Nick Bennett from Canada. Lane 5, Alex Safi from Australia. Lane 6 from Hong Kong, Tsung Lok Chung. Lane 7, Barry McClements from Ireland. And Lane 8, Uchu Tomita from Japan. Alrighty, so 100 butterfly up. These guys are almost ready to go here.
Got lanes 4 and 5, sub 1 minute there, 0.4 separating them.
It's pretty good for these guys this morning to be going under that minute in 100 butterfly.
It is quick, yeah.
It's a great start there as well from lane 6. It was Alexander Elliott. Now, a couple of these guys literally just raced maybe about 15 to 20 minutes ago in the 100 backstroke, so a really short turnaround, but that's where their training really is so important for these guys. Is they have to be so fit that they can do 3 or 4 finals in a night and actually be able to back up and then race 3 or 4 finals really well. There's no point qualifying for 3 or 4 finals and not being able to compete in them when it comes to race time. So that's why these guys do a lot of Ks.
Energy management's important.
Yeah, a lot of training work so that they're fit enough to be able to compete in 2 or 3, 4 finals in a night and do all 3 pretty well.
That's right. Looks like it's close between lanes 4 and 5. Almost shadowing each other.
Well, they both were neck and neck this morning with 59.5 and 59.9. And we'll come down the wall now. And I reckon they're both going to go about a 58. Oh, there you go, 58.9, followed by 59.34. So both quicker than this morning, which is good.
.58.95, Alex Safi from lane 5.
So move on now to event 107, the men's 100-metre butterfly multi-class Vic Opens.
That's a nice PB for Alex Safi, a 1 second PB.
Here come the guys coming out now. So lane 1, we are from Geelong Swimming Club, Bradley Doolan. Lane 2, Callum Simpson from Flinders. Lane 3, Henry Hughes from Warringah Aquatic. Lane 4, Nick Layton from Western Melbourne Propulsion. Lane 5, Dylan Logan from Melbourne Swim Club. Lane 6, Bo Matthews from CLC. And lane 7, Calvin Tran from Oasis Otters. Some of these boys are pretty familiar names that we've called over the years. And I've had the pleasure of being able to watch Nicholas Layton race for a long time. Very talented freestyler and butterflyer. You can see by his entry time there a 57.2, which is a really quick time. And so these guys look almost ready to go.
Yeah, Nicholas Layton's going to be out fast.
Alrighty, so these guys are almost ready to go here for this 100-metre butterfly.
We've got as young as 13 years old and as old as 28. Not old though, 28 is not old.
Oh, 28 years young these days. 28's the new 22, I think. You know, that's what they say, don't they?
15 years separating the
we've got
oldest and the youngest.
A few wires tangled up here as we get ready to go. Our officials are just setting up a couple of things here, and so we are setting up a light there in lane 4, and that will go off as our beeper goes off, which is to help our swimmers with hearing impairment so they can see that the light's gone off.
That's right.
Just trigger the start of the race. So you can see that light there as a practice did go off. I think it's pretty cool how much swimming's evolved with being able to adapt and allow
different swimmers.
everyone to be able to compete in it these days.
More inclusive. I reckon that's very good for the sport.
It's been great.
Yeah. Very good to see it in Victorian swimming as well.
Yeah, I think the World Paris Series has been a great addition to the Victorian State Open Championships. Adds another level to it where you're getting world-class athletes coming down and competing here. And they're getting great exposure too.
That's right. And
then for our local guys in the multi-class, they get to see the best.
Get to learn from their tactics, learn what their race prep's like. Nicholas Slayton in lane 4 there, out very quick.
Yeah, so let's see what Nick Layton turns in here. There you go, out in a 26 by the look of it. Yeah, you go 26.62, so he's out pretty quick. So for Nick now, the question's going to be, can he come back under?
He's on pace for a massive PB.
Under 30 here. So here he goes, coming down the wall. He's on a big lead now. But superstar Dylan Logan from Melbourne Swim Club, we've called him a lot as well over the years. He's in second place. So these two boys and Henry Hughes are actually all directly racing each other, as they're all S15s. There you go, in a 57.38. Probably a little bit short in the finish there from Nick. I think he probably had to measure those strokes up a little bit more on the finish. Just on that half stroke. I think he probably went even a little bit quicker than that.
Could have gone, 0.1. I wouldn't say slower. He's just 0.1 off his PB.
Yeah. I think he can definitely go a little bit quicker and he can improve on that, which is a good sign for him.
That's right. Awesome swimming from everyone.
So Bradley Doolan now coming down the wall. He was entered with a 137 this morning. So we're coming down now. So let's see the time that he goes here on the finish. 1:33. So he's just dropped 4 seconds off his time this morning.
Wow.
So that's a great swim. As we move on now to event 8, the women's 100-metre butterfly World Para Series. So this should be a good one too. We've got a couple of Australians in it. We're always, we shouldn't be biased, but we're always going to be quietly cheering for our Aussies here, aren't we?
We've got Ireland, Singapore, Australia, Hong Kong, New Zealand, Japan and China. Quite a diverse number of nationalities in this one.
So in lane 1 we have Alan Keane from Ireland. Lane 2, Yang Ting Danielle Moy from Singapore. Lane 3, Emily Beecroft from Australia. Lane 4, Paige Lanhard from Australia. Lane 5, Yu Lam Chan from Hong Kong. Lane 6, Lily Fox Mason from New Zealand. Lane 7, Tei Kawabe from Japan. And lane 8, Jitong Zhang from China. So these guys are almost ready to go. Remember, you can watch this tonight, guys, on the KO freebies. So tune in if you're not doing anything tonight. Tune in to watch the Vic Open Championships. So these guys are almost ready to go here. And then after this, we do have a couple of breaststroke races. And then looking ahead at the program also, we've got a 4 a.m. in there. And then the blue ribbon race is the 100 freestyle, which is always good fun to watch. Probably
the quickest. The
quickest and probably the most fun event to watch in the program. And that should be really good to watch. And I'm looking ahead there, you can see that Kaylee McEwen is qualified in the 100 freestyle as well. So it'd be good to see what she can do in 100 freestyle. And looking at the boys this morning, there was a couple of times under that 50 point. And maybe tonight we might be lucky enough to see a 48 in the men's.
Yeah. Also looking ahead, we've got the men's 50 breaststroke, we've got Samuel Williamson, a silver medalist in the Commonwealth Games last year.
Yeah, I think he's also as a national record holder briefly in the 100 short course for about 20 minutes before, I think it might have been Daniel Cave broke it after him. I think, from memory, a couple of years ago. It's a while ago now. It's about 3 years ago now. 2 years ago.
All right, lane 1, Ellen Keane. Lane 2, Danielle Moy. Lane 3, Emily Beecroft. Lane 4, Paige Leonard. Lane 5, Yui Chan. And in lane 6 from New Zealand, Lily Fox Mason. And in lane 7 from Japan, Tai Kawabe. And lane 8 representing China, Jitong Zheng.
Alrighty, here we go. 100-metre butterfly. We've got a couple of guys in the middle of the pool there. Paige and Yu Lam are both S14, so they will be directly, and Danielle. So yeah, we've got a couple of guys from the S9 category and a couple from the S14 who are directly racing each other. And also S10 with Lily Fox and Tay. So a couple of battles going on within the battle.
That's right.
That's how we can describe this one.
It's good to get lane 6 and lane 7 from the same category as well, racing each other. Good to have someone to pace with.
And so it looks like Paige, Leon Hart there is going to lead us through the first 50.
Finished there on a full stroke, which is nice to see as well, yeah. 36 is fast.
And so, yeah, Yu Lam and Paige having a good battle. Those two are from the same category, so they are directly racing each other, and they're going to take it right down to the wire. And coming down the wall now, looks like Yu Lam Chan is finishing a little bit stronger, and she's going to come over the top and take this one out. Now, this morning she went 105, and she's going to go just a little bit over that there in a 106.8.
You do have to remember, I think, at this sort of level, given that the Olympics and the Paralympics are next year, I think it's sort of a 4-year training plan for most of these swimmers. So you wouldn't expect them to sort of PB at this time of the year. Yeah, they're sort of starting to PB next year.
Yeah, I mean, if you're PBing now, it's a bonus, isn't it?
That's right.
So we move on now to event 108, which is the women's 100-metre butterfly multi-class Vic Opens. So we have 3 swimmers in this one. We've got Kira Warwick from the Flyers, Montana Atkinson from Helensville Swimming Club, and lane 5, Jasmine Fullgrab from Clovercrest. We also have some medal presentations that are going on while these guys are competing. So a bit of a fast-paced night, action-packed, a lot going on. Medals, finals, announcements. Thankfully, there's been no touch wood. There's been no pink slips awarded yet, which is a disqualification. Now, I don't want to moz anyone, but yeah, I shouldn't have said that. But I'll say I haven't heard any yet, which is a good sign. Means everyone's racing pretty well.
It is important to control those nerves. It's such a big meet.
It is.
Take some practice.
All make special mentions too. I know one of Nunna Wadding's head coaches, Michael Skrodsky, over there on the other side of the pool. I can see him over there revving up a few of his swimmers. Just had a little baby boy called Kuba with his wife Elise. So, Elise, if you're watching, congratulations on the newborn. I know Michael, he doesn't sleep that often as it is, but he said he's got less sleep than normal. So,
less sleep. All right, we've got an S6 and S9, S14, 3 different categories in this heat.
Alrighty, so these guys are underway. And as we're saying here, that 3 different categories for these guys, so they're all about posting the best time that's possible for them here, and aiming to swim those PBs where possible. And I guess for these guys, their next step is going to be how do they get themselves into the World Para Series. So their next step would be hopefully a national championship in a couple of weeks' time. And then, how do they go from a national championship to then a World Para Series, which is a huge jump again.
Yeah.
State levels to nationals is a big jump.
International stage is different, yeah.
It's a huge jump again. The biggest jump is from national to international. So
it's a different kind of swimming as well.
Yeah.
You race against different swimmers from different countries, different strategies, different way of training.
we just have had a situation here with Kira Warwick. Hopefully she's all right. She has just hopped out of the pool. One of the officials is having a chat with her now, so hopefully everything is okay with her and her team. So coming down the wall now is Montana Atkinson. She has a 1:14, which is pretty much on their time from this morning. And Jasmine Fulgrab there at a 1:22, 3 seconds quicker than this morning. Alrighty, event 9, women's 100-metre breaststroke. Familiar name, as we'll say in the middle of the pool there, Kaylee McEwen.
Yeah, she's going to be quick.
Not a bad swimmer, that one.
No, not at all. 109.
Yeah, be interesting what she goes here. So lane 0, Taylor Odell from Nunawading. Lane 1, Zyleka Pratt-Smith from New Zealand. Lane 2, the Flying Dutchwoman, Micah Fry from Surrey Park. Lane 3, pretty sure it's actually her housemate, Zoe Deacon there from Nunawading.
Yeah.
Lane 4, the great Kaylee McEwen. Lane 5, another familiar name, Michaela Smith. Lane 6, her little sister, Riddell Smith. Lane 7, Kotonomi Matsugi from Japan. Lane 8, Lily Kosh from MLC, the 14-year-old. And lane 9, Madeline Hovarth from Nunawading. How about that? We've got Kaylee McEwen. We've got a bit of a Smith battle going on.
That's going to be a very nice
You've got a roommate battle going on between Zoe Deacon and Micah Fry. So we've got a few little battles going on here. Should be good. I wonder if Kaylee's worked on her interviewing skills after that.
Nah, I reckon, yeah. No. They're all done an amazing job.
This should be a really good race, this one. Be great to see a couple of these guys get under that 110 mark. I think making a national final, you're going to be looking at going sort of 108.
It is hard, yeah. Given
108,
the
107.
record is a 105, and some of these guys are just over 5 seconds from that.
Yeah, I think 108, 109 is what you're going to be looking at to go to make that national final.
Very
So
nice
we're
reaction
start
time
here.
from Kaylee.
Always a good start from
Yeah.
Kaylee there. And so she does a lot of 2IM work, as we were sort of talking about before. She won a bronze medal at the World Champs. So,
Yeah.
I mean, breaststroke's such an important stroke in an IM. So for her coaches to say, let's work on your breaststroke. If that's a leg we can improve on for your IM, it could be the difference between bronze and a gold medal.
That is true. I think it was a 2-second difference at the World Champs just 2 months ago, separating first and third.
Yeah, I mean, there's some work to improve on there for her then. And so that was a really good first 50 there.
31.84.
They're out very quick. And she's looking really strong in this 100 breaststroke. We've got a battle on between the two Smiths. Currently for second place, and Zoe Deacon's probably in fourth. As we're coming down to the wall now, and Kaylee McEwen is pulling away from the field. She's looking very strong. Went a 109.1 this morning, so let's see the time now as we're coming down to the touch.
Oh, it's going to be quick.
106, there we go, 106.8. It's a great swim.
Fantastic.
Oh, it looks like the elder Smith got the younger Smith there, 109.8, followed by Riddell and a 110.0. Wow, what a swim from Kaylee,
Yeah,
106.
that is huge.
106.8. That is a great swim.
Wow. Watch out for Katie McEwen over the next year or so, leading up to the Olympic trials next year.
Yeah, look out for the 100 breaststroke. If you're a breaststroker,
Yeah.
look behind you.
All right, and now we move on to the B final. Solid reaction time from lane 4, Taylor Vinny, 0.51.
Yeah, pretty even battle across the dive there. Very even field, in fact, the first 25.
Yeah.
Abdul, can you pick someone who's leading for us? I can't.
Oh, yeah, neither.
We'll see the touch here. It might be Leah Muella there from Leah Muella from Southport. Couldn't say that correctly there. Sorry about that. Will be her leading.
Taylor in lane 4.
Oh, no, he's Taylor Viney.
Yeah, very, very long stroking. She's sort of not increasing that rate. I think it might be a strategic thing as opposed to lane 3.
Yeah, you can see she's getting a really nice long stroke there, Taylor Viney. Keeping it low and strong while Muella's looking a lot higher in the water, but that's just the contrasting styles of breaststroke, I think.
Yeah, in breaststroke, it's a very technical stroke. It's important you get the timing right between the arms and the kick. Over 100 metres, they could mean seconds.
Yeah, coming down the wall now will be Taylor Viney. Takes this one out. 1:13.7. And looks like second place, Romy Hurd there. And in third there, Leah Mwendla. Move on now to the men's 50-metre breaststroke. A bit of splash and dash.
That's right. Silver Commonwealth medalist Samuel Williamson coming up.
Yeah. We've also got national medalist Adam Selwood from the 200 breaststroke there in lane 7. I know the 50's a little bit shorter for him.
Yeah.
But he's still pretty quick over the 100 the 50 as well.
Got a familiar name, William Petrick, who just saw my 200 butterfly. Just got a sub 2 minutes and very quick turnaround. He's swimming the 50 breaststroke A final again.
Well, I think it shows how versatile William is, that he can do IMs, fly, breaststroke. Hasn't really got a weakness. So lane 0, William Petrick from Nunawading. Lane 1, Calvin Reid from Western Melbourne Propulsion. Lane 2 from Sopak, Hague, Buckingham. Lane 3 from Bendigo, Cameron Jordan. Lane 4 from New WA, Josh Yong. Lane 5, as you were saying there, Com Games medalist Sam Williamson. Lane 6, Yuta Imanashi. Lane 7, Adam Selwood. Lane 8, Woolrich Kozetsky from New Zealand. And lane 9 there, Edward Meddings from Ballarat. And Edward there with a very fast time of 29.5 for a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
So probably a name to watch in the future there. Thrown down at 29.5. It's pretty quick. Well, it'd be good to see a few boys getting under that 28 mark again. Maybe even a 27 low would be good to see.
28 mark is hard.
Well, I reckon the 50 breaststroke all-comers... Sorry, the Victorian record there by Cameron Vanderburg, who went 27.49. That could be under threat here. I think Sam and Josh went 27.8, 27.9 this morning. Could be within distance for these two boys.
It's going to be a quick one.
All right, here we go. 50 breaststroke.
Split stroke timing is also very vital in this one.
Bit of a long hold there, and we're underway. Sort of hard to see that, but it looks like Sam Williamson, always been known for his great split strokes, had a really good start. He's definitely leading over Josh Yong here at the 25-metre mark. And Sam is looking really good here. You can see how he's really undulating from the hips. You can see he's almost eeling all his way along. But Josh Yong is coming home strong now in this last 5. But it does look like Sam Williamson will take it out.
27.
Does he break the...
he does break it.
Yeah, there you go.
0.07.
There you go. He does break the Victorian all-comers. There you go. And Josh Yong with a 27.77. In third place there, Adam Selwood, a 28.8.
New record.
There you go.
Wow.
Victorian all-comers record there.
Given that the fastest in the world went 26 not too long ago. Yeah, that's an amazing swim from Sam.
So now move on to the B final. All right, here we go. So the B final here. So let's see what these boys can do. We've got a fair few guys into around that 26.6 to 29.9 region. So these guys will be hoping to push down under that 29.5, maybe a 29 low here in his 50. It looks pretty even at the moment. Might be Mackenzie slightly in front of Stupis, or it might be Stupis now.
Lane 5
Starting
just in
to pull
front.
away. Yeah, it's going to be tight between those two, followed by Jasing as well. That might be out there in lane 6.
Stupis first, 29.
Yeah, Stupis 29.4. Followed by Lachlan McKenzie, and in third place, Callum Halloran Lavelle.
It's almost a 0.3 second PB for Stupis.
So, all right, we now move on to event 11, the women's 400 IM. Pretty tough event, this one,
Yeah.
4 IM.
That's a big one.
So, lane 0, Tara Barnwell from Nunawading. Lane 1, Dakota Mathers from Nunawading. Lane 2, Lauren Maguire from St Andrews. Lane 3, Tasman Cook, an Olympian. Lane 4, Lucy Webster, also from Nunawading. Lane 5, Abby Harrington from Nunawading. Lane 6, Hope Schmel from New Zealand. Lane 7, Nicole Briscoe from Geelong. Lane 8, Sojing Huang from Melbourne Swimming Club. And lane 9, Ashley Dunn from Melbourne Swimming Club. So, a lot of Nunawading guys in this one.
Yeah.
This should be a good
Nunawading have
race,
had
this one.
Very, very nice history of making a lot of huge names. Brendan Smith swimming at Griffith now. He used to swim at Nunawading, so Nunawading have an amazing program. So youngest in the field, 15-year-olds, oldest 24. Looks like Tamsin Cook there in lane 3 is off to a great start. It's a very quick pace for a 50, the starting 50 of the 100 butterfly and the 400 IM. She touches there in a 29.58, a little bit short there on the stroke. Looks like she's pulling away from the others though, lane 5. Lane 5, it's a battle between lane 5 and lane 1 at the moment.
Well, Tasman Cook, who has just moved down to Vic Centre just recently to train down here, has been a really good sort of middle to long distance swimmer for a long time now. I think she went to the Rio Olympics, and I can't remember whether she went to Tokyo. I've blank on my memory there, but leads us through there in a 103, so out very fast in a 4 IM. It looks like in second place is Abby Harrington. It's always great to watch an IM because you get to see where the swimmer's strengths are. And
yeah,
if you're not as strong in the breaststroke, you want to have a big lead during the backstroke. If you're a breaststroker, you want to be within striking distance come the breaststroke leg.
It is a make or break though, the breaststroke leg. It's sort of, after you finish that butterfly, the breaststroke is sort of, for some swimmers, it's either way you gain the distance, lose the distance. So there's not much cruise option for them there.
Well, I think between these guys at the moment, it's a big battle in the backstroke. And in backstroke in an IM, it's a lot of coaches talk about the light legs, you know, because breaststroke's such a leg-dominant stroke. I know people reckon that, not people, I should say, coaches think that you get 70% of your drive in breaststroke from your legs. So if in backstroke you can have a really strong backstroke pull and you can work on your efficiency and rotation, you cruise through the backstroke at a fast but comfortable light leg.
Yeah. And
then you bring the legs in this breaststroke. So having a strong breaststroke leg here looks like it is Hope Chamel, and she'll be sitting in second. But Tamsin Cook has a solid lead now. There you go, 4 seconds.
I reckon that is a good strategy, though. Most of the swimmers are doing just exactly what you've been saying. They're sort of relying more on their arms in that backstroke leg, and then in those breaststroke, they're sort of kicking much harder.
Well, look out for Lucy Webster there in lane 4. You can see her in this breaststroke leg starting to move through. You can see her having nice, strong glides, and you could probably expect her to be sitting in second place by the freestyle leg. And she is gaining on Tamsin Cook at the moment.
Yeah, she's got a really good breaststroke leg. I think she's also an IM swimmer.
Yeah, she's a very good IM swimmer, Lucy Webster. We've seen her for a couple of years now in that 4 IM, 2M category. Really smash it out. And so it looks like Hope Jamal sitting in second, followed by Lucy Webster, who's now into third place. The only problem with these two other girls, though, is Tams and Cook's a great freestyler, so they're going to have a lot of work to do if they're going to try and reel her in here in this freestyle leg.
Looks like Lucy Webster is gaining on the New Zealand swimmer.
Yeah, this could be a really good battle between these two at the moment for second place. I'd expect Tams and Cook's really going to lift in the freestyle, but you never know, these girls might really push her all the way through to the end. And look how much Lucy Webster is caught up in this breaststroke. She was about 40 body lengths behind. Distance. She's within 1 body length now. And so let's see the turn here. There you go. So Lucy's in second place, and she's only about a second and a half off Tams and Lewis. Sorry, what am I saying? Tams and Lewis. Tams and Cook. Tams and Lewis is a runner. What am I saying? My bad there, guys. And
we can see that, yeah, Tams and Cook, freestyle, that's her forte. Pulling back away again.
She's pulling away now. And so it looks like Lucy's sitting in second. So Tams and Cook is going to turn here in this final 50. She's going to really bring the legs in here in this last 50 and accelerate away from these other two girls.
Lucy Webster out-touches the New Zealand swimmer, Hope Shamel.
And so let's see the time that she goes here. She was entered with a 4:58. And I would think that she's going to go definitely under 5 minutes here. Maybe around that 4:55 region. We'll see if she comes down the wall. $4:54.6. There we go. So pretty quick swim there.
Yeah.
And so Lucy Webster here.
5:01.
5:01, just a little bit over her time. I think she's also, I think Abby and Lucy are both in year 12 this year too. So those two girls are trying to manage their studies and their training.
That's right.
And so Hope Shamel there in third in a 5:02. Well, we'll move on now to event 12, the women's 100-metre freestyle. Now, we saw Kaylee absolutely smash the 100 breaststroke.
Just very recently, was it, what, 3 heats ago? Something like that?
Yeah, literally about 10 minutes ago.
10 minutes ago. Not even.
Well, this 100 freestyle should be a really good one to watch. We always love watching 100 freestyle. You've also got in this, well, Tams and Cook's also meant to be swimming in the 100 freestyle right now. Is she going to hop out and just hop back up on the blocks, or what's the go here? Let's just have a look. If she does, it's a really impressive effort. I'm not sure if she's going to get back up, though. I think she is going to do it.
Oh, is she? Oh, she is.
This is an unbelievable effort from Tams and Cook. Just finishes at 4 a.m. and decides she's going to get up and swim the 100 freestyle. So for all those people watching at home who reckon that they get a little bit tired after swimming one race, take a note out of Tams and Cook's notebook here and give that a bit of a crack. Do a 4 a.m. followed by 100 freestyle.
Splash, yeah. That needs a whole lot of training to get used to.
I think she's a super fit athlete.
Yeah, definitely.
I just think she's at probably a little bit of a disadvantage heading into this one. Just a smidgen.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I reckon maybe if coaches have just said, you get up, just race it, treat it almost like a part of your cool down.
That's right. Yeah, probably. Ooh.
And so, really interested to see how much Olivia Wunsch can and Neza Klankar can push Kaylee McEwen in the middle of the pool in this 100 freestyle. Also, Elise Woods in lane 9 used to swim here at Melbourne Vic Centre for a number of years. A very good 100-metre freestyler. Who trains up at Miami now. And so these guys are almost ready to go. So lane 0, Chloe Rowe-Hagens from St Andrews. Lane 1, Semra Owolowini from DVE. Lane 2, Georgia Pendergast from St Andrews. Lane 3, Nazar Klankar from Slovenia. Lane 4, the great Kaylee McEwen from Griffith. Lane 5, Olivia Wunsch from Carlisle. Lane 6, Isabella Boyd from Nunawading. Lane 7, Holly Neville from Melbourne Swimming Club. Lane 8, the workhorse, the champion, Tams and Cook, the 4am champion, up in the 100 freestyle. And lane 9, Elise Woods from Miami. So we don't want to be biased here, but we have to get around that when we see it.
Yeah. Huge effort.
And so I think we are almost ready to go here. And I think 100 freestyles one of the best events to ever watch because it's fast, it's strong, it's powerful, it's over pretty quick.
Very, very quick.
Yeah.
First 50 is usually the fastest, and then second 50 is sort of the make it or break it. So.
And have a look at that Victorian record held there by Kate Campbell, who went a 53.2 in 2015. 53.2 is seriously quick.
Yeah, that is massive.
Actually, not that quick for her, but it's a very quick time in general. And so,
it'll be interesting to see what strategy Tamsin Cook uses for the 100 freestyle.
Yeah. Well, I'm really interested to see what Kaylee McEwen can do in 100 freestyle. It's just swimming 100 breaststroke so well 10 minutes ago. Because she's probably going to be wanting to be super fit to finish off her 2IM. And that last 50 hurts a lot, so you're going to be pretty strong in that last 50. So she's be wanting to try and get some speed in this freestyle now.
All right, this is the A final of the women's 100-meter freestyle.
All righty, here we go, 100-meter freestyle. And, well, Kaylee had a good start, but I think Nisa Klanker had probably the better of the starts there in lane 3. Starting a little bit slow was Olivia Wunsch.
Looks like lane 9's making an appearance there.
Yeah, I'd say that Klanker from Slovenia had the best of the starts. And I think she's going to lead through this first 50 here as we come down to the turn. Let's see the time.
Oh, 26.79.
There you go. So she's turned into 26.7. Kaylee McEwen in second and Olivia Wunsch in third. I expect Kaylee now to really bring in the legs here in this second 50. She is swimming over the top of them now. And she's pulling away. What a strong second 50 this is going to be by her.
Battle for seconds.
Here we go, coming down the wall now. Finishing really strong, though, is Olivia Wunsch. She might have got herself up into second. She has.
Oh.
At 54.6. That's a great swim.
2 seconds.
That's quick.
Yeah.
Olivia Wunsch there in a 55.3 also lifted. That's a great swim by her. And in third place, Isabella Boyd from Nunawading. Good to see some Victorians getting up in the podium in that one.
That's right. Isabella Boyd, 17-year-olds. It's got a bright future. All right, the B final.
All right, B final underway here. And, whoa, great start there from Gabriella Pinegar. We've called her name over the years, actually. She's been a fantastic swimmer. Has always had amazing skills.
Looks pretty even.
Yeah, she's up at Southport now, also another former Victorian. Bit of a common theme there. A lot of our good swimmers moving up north.
Moving up to Queensland.
Yeah.
Lane 1 there.
That looks like
Yun
Yun Kim leading through that first 50, 27.7, so out pretty fast. This is a really good battle, though, between the middle of the pool, between Gabriella and Jessica Lavin. And not going away, though, is Yun Kim, so...
Yeah, I think Yun Kim might get this one. Lanes 1, 4, and 5.
And it looks like... might be Jessica Lavin. It is Jessica Lavin there, 57.95, just takes it out.
It's 0.15 separating, or 0.2 separating the first and the fourth.
All right, here we go for the big boys. The men's event 13, the men's 100-metre freestyle. Lane 0, Christopher Elson from New Zealand. Lane 1, Lockett Jacket Simpson from Western Melbourne Propulsion. Lane 2, Ashton Brinkworth from UWA. Lane 3, Cameron Bladen from Tiger Sharks. Lane 4, William Yang from Sopak. Lane 5, Jack Carr from St Andrews. Lane 6, Jizzy Gorman from St Andrews. Lane 7, Cameron Gray from New Zealand. Lane 8, Joshua Edward Smith from Griffith. And Lane 9, Cameron Curl from Great Britain. So we've got a Brit down here as well. Well, this morning we had 2 boys go under that 50 point in Jack Carr and William Yang. Be great to see if those 2 boys could maybe push even a 49 low, maybe a 48 if we're super lucky. Not sure this time of year these guys will be going that quick yet.
Yeah, 47 is the world record. I think 48 might be the sweet spot at this time.
But it'd be great to see a couple of these other guys. You have a look at Cameron Bladen this morning, went 50.00. Ashton Brinkworth, 50.00.8. Jesse Gorman, 50.0. And then Cameron Gray went 50.1. So you got four other guys around the 50.1 range. These guys could all be going under 50 point here.
All right, this is it. A final. Oh, bit of a flinch there from lane 5.
Yeah, maybe moved a little bit, but looks a great start over here in lane 7, Cameron Gray. And it looks like Jack Carr might have had the best of the starts in the middle. Or, sorry, was it Yang? Might have been Yang, sorry. It was Yang. But also Bladen had a really good start there from Tiger Sharks. All right, well, it's all about this good turn here. And I might be Yang slightly in front now at the turn. Oh, he's out to 23.7, so he's out nice and quick.
Yeah.
Followed by Bladen in a 24.0. Have a look at the splash and the wave here, but look at Yang's kick here. He's accelerating away.
He's like
Jack Carr is finishing really strong, though, in lane 5. He's coming home really strong. He's got himself in the second. Cameron Glay in third, but William Yang's going to take this one out. 48.9. There we go. under the 49.
Wow.
Cameron Gray there in a 49.7, followed by Jack Carr in a 50.0. Well, we got what we wanted. We got a 48 point. We're happy about that.
Yeah, we're happy about that.
That's a great swim, though, from William Yang.
Happy as well. 48.
You'd expect him in the 48.9 this time of year, non-tapered. He could be going 48 low.
Yeah, by next year.
By trials.
Wow. So we've got the B final coming up here.
All right, in the B final now. And so for these guys, they'd be looking to try and maybe produce a 50 point here. We'll say William Yang, his goal would be hopefully to go under 48 actually come trials. You know, a 47 points is, you know, you're locked and loaded in a relay and maybe even in an individual spot. So that would be his goal going forward.
Oh, lane 7 out there, very strong. Look at that. Ooh, a 24.3 from the Japanese swimmer.
Yeah, there you go, 24.3. Haruki Takeda. And he's swimming really strong over here in lane 7, isn't he? But over there between lanes 2 to 4, there's a great battle between Siegner, Williams and Roberts. And coming down the wall now, let's see what the time is. It looks like Haruki Takeda will take it out. 51.3. There you go, he does.
Man.
Followed by Joshua Signor. And in third place there, Wesley Roberts.
That's amazing. Yeah, it was all in that last 25 where some of those swimmers gained ground on the Japanese swimmer Hiroki Takeda. Yeah, I think it's in the 100-meter race, the first 75 is sort of just sprint and dash, and the last 25 is sort of where you need a little bit more of a strategy coming into it.
Yeah, so move on now to event 14, the women's 200-meter backstroke. So, no Kaylee McEwen in this one. But Liv Lafoe was the fastest qualifier this morning at 2:17. So it'd be interesting how fast she goes tonight. I think she'll go a fair bit quicker than that. So we've got in lane 0 there, we've got Abby Carney from Nuttawading. Lane 1, Semra Olawini from DVE. Lane 2, Bridie Quayle from New Zealand, just a 14-year-old, by the way. Hope Chamel, also from New Zealand, who just raced a couple of minutes ago. Liv Lafoe, lane 4 from Nuttawading. Lane 5, Lona Anderson from the Breakers, WA. Lane 6, Mia Holler from Surrey Park. Lane 7, Zalika Pratt-Smith from New Zealand. Alana Banks from Surrey Park in lane 8. And in lane 9, Jutha Polamaduris from Southport. So just do a few medal presentations first before we get this 200 backstroke underway. But have a look at that Victorian record there by Kaylee McEwen last year, when a 2:04. So, not sure these girls will be hitting that time tonight. We wouldn't expect them to. But it's great to see a 14-year-old in an A final right here. And we've got a couple of 17-year-olds too. So a bit of a mix of juniors and open athletes in this final, which is really good to see.
Mm-hmm.
And so this 200 backstroke should be a really good one to watch because it's all about those light legs in the first 50. You're building off the turn and you're trying to almost descend your next 350s in a 200 backstroke. A lot of coaches talk about it should feel like you're descending, but your times are sort of relatively staying consistent.
Yeah, 200 is hard to sort of pace. It's sort of that ground between 100 and 400 where you kind of have to sprint, but also you have to save energy for that last bit.
Exactly right. Alrighty, so our 200 backstroke here, A final is underway. Looks like it was a great start there from lane 5, Lona Anderson actually. Got the best of the starts.
I think most of them there had a very nice underwater as well.
Looks like Liv LaFoe starting to pull through now. And alongside her, Hope Chamel.
And Iona Anderson there. Also shadowing Liv LaFoe from lane 4.
Yeah, so it looks like Liv LaFoe's going to lead through the first 50. Let's see the time. Very even between her and Lona Anderson, both 31.77 versus 31.90.
Well, interesting there, yeah. Liv LaFoe's sort of starting to
pull away just a little bit.
Mm.
And also out here, looks like it might be in lane 6, is it? Mia Holler starting to pull through. She might have got herself up into 3rd place. But Liv LaFoe's going to come down the turn here, and she's going to lead us through this first 100. Let's see what she turns in. 105. So she went 217 this morning. She's gone out to 105. She's given herself every chance to go probably under 215 here.
It's a nice PB as well.
So she's pulling away here. We've got a really good battle close to us between 3rd to 6th, actually. Those guys are all within striking distance between Mia, Pratt Smith, Alana Banks, and Philippa Drumaluris.
And Abby all the way from lane 0.
Over there too, yeah. So coming down this last turn now, looks like Liv LaFoe has a comfortable lead.
Yeah.
Comfortable and solid.
Comfortable, yeah. It'll all depend on that last 50. I reckon she's got it though. It's a huge splash.
And so these girls, Lona Anderson, a really good last turn there. Mia Holler's actually finishing really strong there in lane 6 from Surrey Park. She's going to challenge for 3rd place. But it looks like Liv LaFoe will take this one out. She has pretty much led from start to finish. I should mention Lona Anderson is finishing very strong and she's gaining on her on every stroke. And we come down the wall. Let's see the time. 2:16.2. And there you go. So Lona Anderson 2nd at 2:16.9. Mia Holler in 3rd at 2:17.8.
Very nice times from this morning.
Yeah, a bit quicker than this morning, which is good to see.
Mm.
Alrighty, so move on now to the B final of the 200 backstroke. Alrighty, so here we go for the B final. I think we are missing a couple of swimmers from this one. Alrighty, so our B final's underway here. I think, too, some of these swimmers may pull out of a B final if they've got an A final coming up, or if they've got a big relay or a big program tomorrow or Sunday. While it's really good that these athletes do lots of events, it's also really important about management.
Yeah, so I think at this time of the season, they're sort of testing out sort of their secondary and tertiary events, not so much their primary. Sort of primary is where you hit it in that, you know, August period is where you see a lot of those swimmers working more on their main events. But the winter period, I reckon it's more of those distant events.
So we're about 3 or 4 girls there turning in a 33 at the first turn. And sort of a bunch of those 3 there between lanes 3, 4 and 5.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. Yeah, there's not much kick involved for most of these swimmers. It's a very pole-dominated stroke.
Yeah, I think it's really important about light, efficient legs in a 2-back. You can't kick your way through a 200 backstroke. So leading through at the 100 here will be Gemma Holt. And let's see the time there, 1:09.9. So she's out under that 110, which is a good sign. She did go 2:25 this morning, so she'd be hoping to try and probably split this next 100 in maybe under 115.
Yeah.
Get under that 2:25 comfortably.
Oh, it's close there for first.
Looks like Sasha Jones is having a very strong third 50 here. She might have taken the lead marginally. Over the other side next to her, Lever. Elisa Lever is also having a really good swim. So those 4 are going to have a really good battle here in this last 50. Sasha Jones looking very relaxed here in
still first,
into this last turn.
1:46.8. That is quick. She's on.
Yeah, she had a really good last turn there as well from Sasha Jones. So
I reckon she'll make a very nice PB, very quick.
Yeah, well, she went 2:25 this morning, so let's see what she can go here. Whether she can throw down maybe a 2:23. And a good battle on for second between Holt, Lever, and also Kiara Walsh. So between those 3, I can't pick who's in second place, but Jones is going to take it out. She's going to take it pretty comfortably. That's a good swim there. 2:22.43, followed by Kiara Walsh and then Gemma Holt. I don't know, Sasha Jones. She doesn't really like the 200 backstroke as much, but she'll be pretty happy with that one.
Look at that, 0.4 separating second and fourth.
Alrighty, so we move on now to event 15, the men's 50-metre backstroke, and a pretty famous name in that one, Isaac Cooper in lane 4. He's one to watch there. So, lane 0, Yuki Tsuno from Japan. Lane 1, Anthony Basunas from Surrey Park. Lane 2, Bradley Woodward, another famous name there from Mingara. Lane 3, Yuma Ito from Japan. Lane 4, Isaac Cooper from St Andrews. Lane 5, Lewis Blackburn from St Andrews, his teammate. Lane 6, Andrew Jeffcoat from New Zealand. Lane 7, Kazuki Nasu from Japan. Lane 8, Lachlan McKenzie from New Zealand. And lane 9, Callum Halloran Lavelle from Warragul. Really excited to see what Isaac can do here. And his teammate alongside him, Lewis Blackburn, whether he can push him all the way through. And don't sleep on Brad Woodward as well over there in lane 2. So this should be this is a quality field, and this could be a really fast race. Look at that Victorian record there. Liam Tancock and also Ash Delaney holds the all-comers record of 24.81.
Yeah.
So
I reckon that might be under threat.
Yeah, this could be under threat here. I think Isaac could smash out a 24 point here. I think he'd do it comfortably as well.
Oh, this is going to be very interesting to watch. Oh, long hold there.
And watch Isaac's underwaters here for those people watching at home. He'll lead him through. And there you go. He's up and stroking, and he's looking pretty strong here. He is already starting to pull away. It's a tight battle on for second right now, and it's hard to see he crosses all the splash, but have a look at Isaac Cooper now accelerating away from the field.
19-year-old.
Oh, he was close. He was close to that all-comers record there. He was 0.1 off. We thought he was close, so he's gone 24.91. In second place there was Andrew Jeffcoat, and in third place Bradley Woodward at 25.71.
Very awesome swim there from Isaac, Andrew and Jet Bradley. All right, and moving on to the B final now.
So here's the B final now. And Jason Llewellyn had a very good start there. Sorry, not Jason. Sorry, I meant alongside him. Lachlan Jacket Simpson, sorry, had a very good start.
Sebastian in lane 6 are looking very strong. Look at that.
And
I think we might get the win.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I think he is going to take out this one. There you go, 27-3-1. So move on now to event 16, the men's 50-metre breaststroke multi-class, World Para League here, and then we move on to the 50 breaststroke men's of the multi-class Vic Open. Yeah, I've just seen Randall Jones, one of our officials, has taken our athletes to the wrong end. Yeah, he's just taken our 50-metre swimmers to the wrong end. So, in cricket we change ends. In swimming for 50s we also change ends, but I think Randall Jones has forgotten that and he's decided to take him to the wrong end. But we've sorted that out now, and our athletes are moving down to the right end. I was thinking when the athletes were coming past us just here at the desk, I thought they go on the. Maybe we've changed it right up and we're doing 50s from this end now, but
yeah,
I thought wrong. So, well, there we go. We get everything at this state champs. I was actually really intrigued to see whether they just started them from this end and what would have happened.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a bit of a stretch.
So I think we'll have to give Randall Jones, the official over there, a bit of stick for that one. So he'll be copping that, I think. And I think he'll be copping it from his mates over there. I think they've had a few words to him too. All right, so I think we are almost ready for the event 16, the men's 50-metre breaststroke. And so, lane 1, Jesus Hernandez from Mexico. Lane 2, Miguel Luque from Spain. Lane 3, Zi Wei Wong from Singapore. Lane 4, Jake Michael from Australia. Lane 5, Colin Jing Guang Sung from Singapore. Lane 6, Wei Xiang Darren Chang from Singapore. Lane 8, Ahmed Kelly, the famous Ahmed Kelly. Lane 8, Marcos Rafael Zaret Rodriguez from Mexico. So a couple of Mexicans as well and a couple of Spanish guys in there. I actually did go on a holiday in Mexico last year in October, so
did you like it?
I did practice a little bit of Spanish, so that the names are coming a bit easier to me with the Spanish names.
It is interesting. If you speak Spanish, you pretty much speak all the South American... Yeah.
So good to see we've got some other countries here as well. And I will mention Miguel Luque is 46 years of age and still competing.
Well, given
which
Nick
is a great
Santos,
effort. Yeah. To be 46 and still competing in a World Para Series.
I mean,
given
Nick Santos won the gold medal at 42 just 2 months ago, it
shows anything is possible.
That says something.
I think it shows that. I think with all the training and improvements we have in diet and recovery, athletes seem to compete for longer and longer and longer these days. You look at all around the world, you've got athletes like Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic still dominating at age 36, 37. LeBron James, 37, 38. They're still dominating their sports.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
spending millions on their bodies, nutrition, recovery.
These guys are showing as well that you can still compete at the highest level if you stick to it. Alrighty, so event 50 here, the 50 breaststroke World Para Series is underway, and starting strong there was Jake Michael there, and he looks really comfortable in this 50 breaststroke. Looks a really nice stroke there. Yeah. And he's coming down now to the wall. Now, he did go 29.7 this morning. Let's see that 30.1. So a little bit over what he went this morning, but it was still a great swim. And for these guys here, we did have a few different categories. So once again, we will urge that these guys aren't actually directly competing against each other in a couple of these different categories. And so it looks like Hernandez and also Zaret Rodriguez are coming down to the wall now. And their entry times were 1:08, a little bit over what their entry times are in their best swims. Alrighty, so we move on now to event 50. Sorry, the event 116, the men's 50-metre breaststroke multi-class Vic Open.
Got a 15-year age gap between the youngest and the oldest in this next heat.
And so we're just going through a few medal presentations currently, and we'll be almost ready to go here for this 50 breaststroke. So we are getting through the program. We've got a couple of 400s, 800, 400s to come, and then we're finishing off with a couple of relays. So still some good action to come yet. So Maya McGrain in lane 1 there. Lane 2, Sedan Sachiva. Lane 3, Taryn Dyer. Lane 4, Henry Hughes. Lane 5, Liam England. Lane 6, Andrew Ding. Lane 7, Calvin Tran. Lane 8, Bradley Doolan. Looks like Henry Hughes here. It's coming through nicely. Man, coming down the wall now. So a bit of a battle on, though, for second over there in this heat. And a few different categories in this one as well. And let's see what the time is there. In 36.4. And it looks to be a little bit quicker than what he went this morning, which is a 37 points. So he'd be happy with that swim. 36 points, a great effort.
And coming up, we've got the women's 15-metre breaststroke, the World Para Series. We've got China, Japan, Singapore, Australia, and Canada. All from different countries, so...
Yeah, it should be a good one to watch here.
It's almost like an Olympic race.
And So if you like 50 breaststroke, it's been a great night of 50 breaststrokes. We've had the men's 50 breaststroke, and we've had 3 or 4 events in a row of 50 breaststroke. So
Yeah.
one of my favourites to watch. So I'm biased, but
Same.
it does look like
yeah.
Randall Jones has sorted out this time. He's actually got them down the right end. So when I do see him, I'll tell him well done. Yeah, it looks like we're almost ready to go for this one. But I think Swimming Victoria have done a really good job at targeting the World Para Series to become one of the major meets of the year. And as we've sort of mentioned a couple of times, it is just great that we get so many athletes from all over the world come to Melbourne to compete. Exposes the best here for our juniors to see.
100%.
And I think they do a really good job of providing for everyone here at MSAC, which is great.
Yeah, I think over the years, Swimming Victoria has really been improving.
Yeah, I think one of the leaders for this sort of event.
So,
Alrighty, we're underway here for the 50-metre breaststroke.
So we've got competition between lanes 3, Endo, lane 5, right there. They're both in the same category, SB 11.
Yeah, so coming down the pool now. It looks like Sophie Jin Wang soon is going to take out this heat. Now, she did go 39.93 this morning, so I think she's going to go hopefully under that here, 40.1, so pretty much right on her time for what she went this morning. As for Tegan Rita, went 45.4, a little bit over her time, and Tanami Endo, 47.4, pretty much bang on her time. So now we see if Nikita Enns can smash out a PB here as she's coming down to the pool.
34 years of age.
Yep, still going strong, which is great to see. Now, she did go 1:14 this morning. So it'll be interesting to see how close she gets to her time here as she's coming down now. And head down under the flags. Here we go. So we've got 5 metres to go.
Last few strokes. This is where it hurts. The last, I'd say, about 10 metres.
At 1:35, so
Good effort from her.
a little bit over her time there. So move on now to event 116, the women's 50-metre breaststroke multi-class Vic Open. So we have Amber Stelling from Cheltenham, Dorothy Pascoe from North Albury, Evie Lee from Geelong Swimming Club, and Kira Warwick from the Flyers.
So the two swimmers in lanes 4 and 5, 12 years of age, very young, however very skilled, very talented at their age to be swimming at such a high level.
Alrighty, so looks like we're almost underway here for the event 117, the women's 50-metre breaststroke multi-class.
Looks like it's only 3 swimmers in this one.
And so after this 50 sprint, we do have, as we were saying, some 800s and 400s and then a couple of relays to finish. So some good swimming still to come yet. And I'm particularly excited to see how Nunawading goes up against Japan in that relay later on in the 4x1 medley relay.
Yeah, the Japanese swimmers have been really making a stand in the distant events, the 400 and the 200s, and Nunawading swimmers have equally been making very good performances.
And coming down the wall now, it looks like it will be Dorothy Pascoe in lane 4. Now, Dorothy went a 51, and she's only 12, by the way, which is a great effort. She comes in 51.44. It's a little PB there for her. Evie Lee, a small PB for her. And also a PB for Amber Stelling. So those three girls have all just done PBs, which is great. So move on now to the 800-metre freestyle. So we're gonna have to talk about her again soon, but Tamsin Cook's in this one as well. So this is also a time final. So these guys, the two heats this morning swam the 800 freestyle. They posted their times, and this is now the fastest 8 on entry time. So this is a timed final, and there are guys who swam this morning, and if they swam faster, they would still qualify as the winner. So in lane 0, we have Ruby Knott from Melbourne Vic Centre. Lane 1, Natasha Coleman from Surrey Park. Lane 2, Madison Cooper from Melbourne Swimming Club. Lane 3, Kira Lee Shepherd from Nunawading. Lane 4, Madeline Goff from Carlisle. Lane 5, Tasman Cook from Melbourne Vic Centre. Lane 6, Lauren Maguire from St Andrews. Lane 7, Brooke Bennett from New Zealand. Lane 8, Greta Sable from Haileybury. And lane 9, Arika Adenko, who's also only 12 in a 800 freestyle final. So that's a really impressive from Arika. So we spoke a little bit about her before, but Tasman Cook, she swam the 400 IM, took that out, gets up on the blocks straight out of the pool, races the 100 free, is now up in the 800 freestyle. So she'll have done 1,300 metres of racing tonight, and I reckon she could be in a relay after this as well. Yeah. So she could do 1,400 metres of racing today. Not a bad day at the office for her.
Very good training for her, though, nonetheless.
Now, I've been able to watch Kira Lee Shepherd over the years in the 15 and the 800 freestyle and 400 actually. She's a very talented middle to long distance swimmer from Nunawading. Entered with a 9:02, but also Madeline Goff from Carlisle from Sydney entered with an 8:25. Her and Tamsin Cook are well and truly the two fastest with 8:25 and 8:27. So they're probably the two to watch. However, I'm not sure how Tamsin's going to go after her big program tonight, but she's that fit and she's leading through the first 50 at a 29.8.
Yeah, there's only 2 seconds separating the two seater times, so it's going to be interesting to see how much each gains on the other in each 50. So lanes 4 and 5 breathing towards each other at the moment. I reckon it's sort of a pace setting thing. What do you reckon, Tim?
Yeah, well, it's definitely about setting the pace in 800 free, and I actually was able to have a good chat. We had Jaden Bryan, one of the head coach of MLC. We got him over this morning to have a bit of a chat about the 800 freestyle, about what he sort of wants his swimmers to do and how he wants them to race it. And he was explaining it that, and I think a lot of coaches do this too, is you break it down into 4 200s rather than an 800 itself.
Oh, interesting.
And you break it down into 4 200s, and your goal is, throughout those 4 200s, is to descend 1 to 4. So you want to try and get faster or feel like you're getting faster in each 200 block.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it. For me, I would have just been like, okay, that's just an 800.
Just go for it.
Just go for it.
Yeah, I think it just shows that there are tactics involved.
Yeah.
And he was saying too that the younger that these guys do one, the better it is in a way that they get over that mental hurdle of it. And sometimes as well, he said he keeps it pretty simple with an 800, just race, you know. It's about racing, an 800 free, you know.
There definitely is a sort of psychological aspect to these long races. You finish that 100, you might be hurting at the start, given, well, at the 200 metre mark now, our two swimmers going at 207, and they've still got about 600 metres to go. They might be hurting at this stage. So, yeah, it is important to sort of get over that, I won't say fear, but sort of that hurdle for such a long event.
Yeah, I think it is a mind over matter game, an 800 freestyle, and I think as well, Jaden was talking about this morning too, about stroke count, stroke length. Coaches would be so big on with their swimmers that, you know, you've got to be efficient in an 800 freestyle. You can't spin your arms and just try and muscle and bully your way through the water. You want to be able to get your timing right. And you watch these girls here who are leading us, how efficient their breath is. You can see that only one goggle really comes out of the water. They just turn that head, but they keep that momentum moving forward. And they're really not pausing on that stroke.
Yes, like in those races, it's all about minimizing the drag. And over a long period, over 9 minutes of swimming, you want to minimize as much drag as you can. Stay in a very long, narrow body position.
Exactly right.
Yeah, as opposed to those 15 meters and 100 meters where you just want to get to the end as quick as you can.
We can see now Madeline Goff has created just a little bit of a lead over Tamsin Cook now. By about a body length and a half. Sitting in third place over here is lane 7, Brooke Bennett. But these front two girls are well in front. So I think it's a battle between these two, to be honest, and third place is up for grabs between the other swimmers right now. And so I'd say that Madeline Goff now probably is starting to increase her lead ever slightly here as we're coming down to the halfway point at this turn coming up.
Yeah, she's using a bit more of her leg power there. Which is interesting to see. Sort of a lot of swimmers just utilize their pull, and in the last 100 meters they'll start to kick, but not for Goff. She's using her legs right from the start.
You can see it's a really light kick, but it's still constant. She's not kicking at all, but she's just keeping that light kick going, keeping that momentum moving forward.
Tamsin Cook there not backing off. She's still keeping up with Goff in lane 4.
Does like Brooke Bennett is comfortably in third place over Kira Lee Shepherd, who sits in third in a 4:33. So there's starting to be a bit of a gap. So I'd say Kira Lee Shepherd, Brooke Bennett, and Greta Sable are probably in the battle for third place, and maybe even over there Madison Cooper as well. So, but if you have a look at the lead that Maddie Goff now has, she is well out in front. It's out to about a 4-second lead now, so Tamsin Cook just has fallen off the pace a little bit. We probably expect that after her evening that she's had so far.
400 IM followed by 100 free.
And I'm not going to don't hold me on this. I reckon she might be in a relay later too, maybe.
You can see she's getting a little bit tired there, but they've still got about 200 to 300 meters left. In third there, Brooke Bennett, the 16-year-old New Zealand swimmer. She's been racing quite a lot this evening. Good experience for her, such a young age.
Yeah. I mean, great experience for Arika Udanko at, as we say, at 12 years age. Like, she's got 6 more years of age states and age nationals, and she's racing in a state open final, which is great. So her coach is from Surrey Park over there. I do know a couple of them would be pretty happy about that. And you'll see too, a lot of these guys will be breathing mostly 2s. There might be occasional swimmer out there who might breathe every 3, but it just sort of once again depends on your rhythm and your timing. And I think a lot of these swimmers too, because they're doing so many Ks for an 800 freestyle, they'll be doing 50 Ks a week, 50 kilometres of swimming, which is a lot to think of. They'd probably be wearing a snorkel a lot just to give their shoulders and their neck actually a rest. And so can Tamsin Cook reel Maddie Goff in at all here and maybe try and make a bit of a run at it? She has got a long way to go to catch up to her. But you never say never.
Never say never.
But I would say now that Brooke Bennett is definitely comfortably in third place now.
Yeah, I think Goff there in lane 4 is increasing the distance from Tamsin Cook. She's starting to increase her rate a little bit more.
Well, 8:25 is a seriously fast time. Now, the all-comers record is 8:34. So she could be well on track to smashing that. And the Victorian record is 8:18. So This is going to be really interesting to see how close she gets to the Victorian record. But I think she has a massive chance of breaking the Victorian all-comers record.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. There's about 10-second difference between the seated time and the record.
Let's see here, on her last 100.
Last 100 metres. I reckon she's got it. If she goes a sub-minute there, she's got it comfortably. You can see Tamsin Cook there picking up the pace just a little bit. Utilising more of that kick, as we've said before.
Yeah, and these guys will bring the legs in here in this last 100. Just give everything they've got left into it. Smash it out. Whatever you can do, you got to do it now. And now Maddie Goff coming down the wall now. Yeah, she was in with an 8.25. She is going to go over that here. Now, can she break the Victorian all-comers? It was 8.34. I think she's just going to miss out on that. Let's see. Yeah. Oh. She just missed out by 0.07 of a second. Yeah, close. And Tamsin Cook, she's done a lot of events today. 8.44. It's a great swim by her considering what she's had in her program. Brooke Bennett coming here in third. Kira Lee Shepherd looks like she'll be here in fourth. And coming down the wall now.
Brooke Bennett looking strong on the wall. 9.08.
And so Arika Udenko coming down the wall now and touching at 9.33. And finishing off here is Natasha Coleman in a 9.41 there. So some good swimming all around from these guys. It's always a tough event. As we move on now to event 19, the men's 400 freestyle multi-class World Para Series. So we saw a few of these guys this morning swim in this one, and they get another opportunity now to try and smash it out. And so I can see as we walk past here, Brendan Hall and Cole Pearce are pretty good friends there. You can see them having a good chat. Although they're competitors, they're still good mates, which is great to see. Cole seems a pretty relaxed guy. I've seen him race for a number of years now, and he's been smashing it for a long time.
Yeah, got about 5 Australians in this one. They'd all be teammates.
So yeah, we've got from Singapore, we've got Ziwei Wong, lane 2, Alex Safi from Australia, Joshua Alfred from Australia in lane 3, lane 4, Timothy Hodge from Australia, lane 5, Brendan Hall from Australia, lane 6, Cole Pearce from Australia, lane 7, Zach Zona from Canada, and lane 8, Wei Song To from Singapore. So a couple of Singaporeans, a Canadian, and then the majority of the field here is Aussie. Can hear Cole Pearce get a few cheers there. Bit of a crowd favourite.
This is event 19. Men's 400 metre freestyle World Para Series underway.
400 metre freestyle. Sort of like a long sprinter 400 freestyle in a way.
Sprint, yeah.
Not quite a long distance. It's not quite a full-on sprint. It's like a measured sprint almost.
4 100s decent.
Yeah.
Just like the 800, 4 200s. I reckon this could be a 4 100s decent as well.
Yeah, you want to get out nice and fast. I've just seen Randall Jones walk past me, and he's got the swimmers to the right end this time. Just saying how you did get the swimmers to the wrong end before. And so we're coming down here through the first 100, and it looks a good battle. Looks like Tim Hodge is going to be leading through, but alongside him Josh Alfred and Brendan Hall also pushing up alongside, and Cole Pearce. So Hodge and Hall are going to be competing directly against each other. Cole Pearce and Alex Safey are going to be competing against each other. So once again, we've got sort of a couple of battles here and there.
Battles within the battle.
Yeah, but I think Hodge and Hall's one to really watch here.
Yeah, he's had a very good swim earlier this evening. He's looking very strong here. It's interesting to see all these swimmers with the different breathing patterns on each 100.
And Tim Hodge is looking really comfortable at the moment, turning at a 133, so he's out very fast. He's probably splitting 31s per 50 here, 30 points, so that's a really good, solid pace. And if he can hold on to that, he could really smash his time. He went 4:19 this morning, but if he can hold on to this sort of pace, we could be seeing like a 4:10.
100%.
But Brendan Hall is really pushing him as well all the way along here. You can see Brendan's got a very nice long stroke there. Very efficient.
So he touches it in a 206. Interesting to see all these, the top 5 swimmers here you see on the screen, they're not using their kick as much. It's sort of a very pull-dominated event.
And so we are coming up to that halfway point for these guys. So the 200 metres in, and these guys are now going to be wanting to sort of bring those legs in a little bit more where they can, lift the rate possibly with their arms as well where they can. Josh Alfred there is going to be trying to hang on here and catch up to these other guys as well as Alex Safey. So he's got a bit of work to do if he wants to catch up to Cole Pearce.
Yeah, Brendan Hall there in lane 5, relatively longer stroking. Interesting to see.
And so Tim Hodge has really held his stroke really nice the whole way. He does have a higher rate. Brendan Hall is looking really comfortable as well though. So this will be a really good last 100 between these two, Hodge and Hall. So can Hall challenge him here and maybe run over the top of him in this last 100?
Yeah, I reckon if he picks up his pace a little bit more, which I think he can.
It's a really good turn though from Hodge. He had a really good last turn then.
Oh, Brendan Hall making up some.
So it seems like Hall seems to really mean a little bit throughout the pool there, the swim, but Hodge has had really good turns and has broken away from him off the turn.
Looks like Hodge is getting just a little bit tired there.
Well, this is going to be a really good battle between these two in this last 50 here. We're coming down this last turn. Let's see what these boys turn in.
And it is a direct battle between them. They're both in the same category.
There you go.
S9.
Less than a second separate them. Now it's a splash and dash this last 50. Who wants it more between these two boys? And this is getting really close now. Hall is starting to catch up to him.
I reckon Hodge has it.
Yeah, Hodge might be hanging on. Here we go. We've got 15 metres to go. Hall is catching with every single stroke, but it does look like Tim Hodge is going to hang on and take it out.
His time this morning was a 4:19. This
4:17. 4:17 from both the boys. A very good swim from both. There you go. They've gone a lot quicker. Cole Pearce has just dropped 14 seconds off this morning too. So just a lousy 14 seconds quicker. Not a bad effort there.
Only 14 seconds.
Yeah. But what a great battle though between Tim Hodge and Brendan Hall there. 4:17.4, 4:17.9, nothing between them really. 0.5 of a second over 400 is nothing. So, but 4:17 is a really good swim from those two boys. They should be really happy with it. And coming down the wall now is Ziwei Wong, and he's got a 4:55, which is a little bit quicker than this morning. And Wei Sung To now is coming down, and he has just 15 metres to go. And coming down to the wall now. And he's gone 5:15, which is just a little bit over what he went this morning. He went 5:13, so still a really good swim though. All right, so we move on now to event 119, the men's 400-metre freestyle multi-class Vic Open.
We've got 5 swimmers in this heat. They're all from different categories, so it's not much of a direct battle. Just sort of a battle to beat their own time.
Exactly right. These guys will be looking to post a really good time, which then leads into Para Championships in April. So National Championships will be, as I said, about 6 weeks away now, 4 to 6 weeks away.
Yeah,
so
soon.
not far away at all. Alrighty, so the 400 freestyle is underway here. So in lane 2, Dominic Hoggard from Hamilton. Lane 3, Calvin Tran from Oasis Otters. Lane 4, Bo Matthews from CLC. Lane 5, Callum Simpson from Flinders. And lane 6, James Logan from Melbourne Swimming Club. So another 400 freestyle here. We've got 2 more after this one as well. So 400s are your appetite. You got a good night ahead watching 400 freestyle.
3 more 400s, and then we move on to some more relays to finish off the evening.
And so what's been your pick of the night so far, Abdul? Favourite event so far?
I reckon it's got to be the breaststrokes that we've seen, the middle ones we've seen. You know, Sam Williamson, Katie McEwen, Brendan Smith. Amazing swims from Will Petrick as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think my favourite is probably Thames and Cook getting up and racing 100 free right after a 4 a.m.
That's right. Got to get behind that. And
so coming down the turn now is Bo Matthews. They're turning at 104, so he's gone out very quick. I will make mention here too, Bo is he's only 13 years of age, so a bright future ahead for him, and he would have been watching the guys in the previous event in the World Para Series, and at 13 I think that's a realistic goal for him that he'd be wanting to achieve in the future. He's making it onto that World Para Series.
Yeah, I mean, given he's only about 20 seconds off Timothy Bodge and Brendan Hall.
Yeah, he's really not that far, is he?
Yeah.
You'd think in a couple of years of heavy training for him. Well, 20 seconds is a lot, but, you know, when you compare it, a 13-year-old, it's a pretty awesome swim when you look at that entry time of 4:45.
Exactly.
So, yeah, very impressive. And Callum Simpson also looking very good there from Flinders, who's entered with a 4:51 at 15. So he's also probably one to watch out for.
Matthews there in lane 4, using a bit more of his kick. Simpson in lane 5, not very much. He's relying more on his arms, which is fine, but it's interesting to see the different strategies and how they work for different swimmers.
I think, too, it's a pretty hard in a 400 freestyle if you're swimming it by yourself a little bit. It's always good when you've got someone there that's just pushing you along. Just nags you, just makes you work that little bit harder, try and find an extra gear, just makes you push each turn that little bit more. That's what it's all about. I think, too, it's really good that we have, to start and finish the evening, we have relays. I think it's a great way to bring together the clubs, create a bit of atmosphere. You want to create a bit of team culture as well within your club. Swimming is a pretty lonely sport at times.
Sometimes, yeah. Especially for the long events.
Yeah, especially for long-distance swimmers, it can be pretty lonely. So, and it's a great way, too, to meet and get to know other swimmers, the other squads in your club. So
100%.
I think it's one of the best ways to finish the night. And also that Sunday night, the 4x1 freestyle relays is probably my favourite event of the calendar. It's always a great watch. And you might see over on the far side here the coaches waving these swimmers along, and Callum Simpson has caught up a fair bit to Bo Matthews, and Bo's probably starting to slow down a little bit. We probably expected him to, seeing he went out in a 104. He went out all guns blazing. He decided he's going to set the pace and he's going to hang on to it.
Got about 75 metres left to go there. It's looking very strong.
Yeah, he's still kept his high rate.
Matthews
he's kept his stroke going wrong here, long here as well. And so coming to the turn there, Calvin Tran, the 3:57. And also coming over the turn is James Logan in lane 6, and he's coming into his final 100. And Dominic Hoggard over here, he's also coming into his final turn. So these guys are on that home stretch now.
And looking at Matthews there, he's just started to use his legs a bit more, but just in that last 50 or 100 metres, he wasn't using his legs as much, saving it up for that last one.
Yeah, I mean, at 13.2, he's probably still very much learning how to race this event.
Yeah.
Having probably only raced it a handful of times. As I said, it's so impressive to see a 13-year-old get up and race a 400.
Definitely.
And he's coming down the wall now, so he is probably going to go a little bit over his time. It was a 4:45, so let's see what he goes here. 4:47, still a great swim.
Yeah, still a good swim.
And 4:51 from Callum Simpson, which is pretty much bang on his time. Actually, he's dropped about half a second, sorry. My bad there, Callum. And coming down now the wall is Calvin Tran.
Tran there with a time of 5:18.
Just a little bit over his entry time. And now also coming down the wall here is James Logan.
Tran doesn't look very happy with the time. I'm sure with taper season, though, he'll be going much faster.
Yeah, 5:35. And Dominic Hoggard now coming down the wall. And I think he could do a big PB here. There you go, 5:49. He's just taken off 16 seconds. Just allows you 16 seconds there for Dominic Hoggard.
Just like that, 16.
That's what we love about 400s is you have a chance, and in middle distance, long distance, you have a lot of opportunity to take off a lot of time if you nail all your turns.
Exactly.
But also, in a way, it's a great event in terms of if you were to, let's say, miss a turn or not do a really good streamline, you've still got a few more attempts to get it right.
That's right.
And to fix up what you missed.
Yeah, exactly right. With the
just starting to cool off a bit here too, isn't it?
With those long distance events, there's sort of, I wouldn't say room to make error, but you can easily make up some stuff, make a mistake or two. But with those shorter ones,
it's a lot harder, isn't it? In a short distance race, you have to get everything right. As a longer distance one, you got room for a little bit of margin of error.
All right, so the women's 400-meter freestyle multi-class, the World Para Series. We've got in lane 1, Ariana Hunsaker from Canada, and lane 2, McKinley Arnenson from Australia, lane 3, Lily Fox-Mason from New Zealand, lane 4, Gabriella Smith from New Zealand, lanes 5 and 6, we've got Jade Lucy and Hannah Price. And in lane 7, Gabriella Ben from New Zealand. And last but not least, from Ireland, Nicole Turner. So watch out there for Gabriella Smith, 16-year-old, youngest in the field, seated time with a 4:56. Lane 5 there, Jade Lucy, first to pop off from the underwaters. Looks like lane 1's leading though, the 25-meter mark. Looks like the two middle lanes, lanes 4, 5, maybe even lane 6 as well, utilising that kick energy right from the start. It will be interesting to see what they do towards the middle of the race. So about the 200-meter mark, you don't want to overuse your legs, but at the same time, you want to use them. They do give you a lot of the boost in the swim. But in those, as we've said, long distance events, you want to rely a lot on that upper body strength. So it looks like Jade and Ariana there, just under 0.2 separating them. 100 down, 300 to go. Touching here at her first 100 meters is Nicole Turner from Ireland. Looks like lane 5 there's just ahead of lane 1. However, that might change over the course of the 400 race.
Looks like a pretty good battle here,
Yeah.
Abdul. Between these swimmers, so it's always good to see a bit of the Tasman rivalry between the Kiwis and the Aussies, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
So it looks like it'd be Lucy Jade leading through at this moment. But we've got, as you were sort of saying, Hannah Price, Gabriella Smith, Lily Fox-Mason, McKinley Arneson and Ariana Hunsicker are all from the same category, and they are directly racing each other. So
Yeah.
they're probably the ones to really watch, because we can have a real-time result. And so at this stage, I'd say that Gabriella Smith has a slight lead over Lily Fox-Mason.
Kick's still there, as we predicted, but
McKinley Arneson.
however,
Yeah, having also a really good swim over there in lane 1.
so they've just finished about halfway the race. They've got about 150, well, approaching the 115-meter mark remaining. So Jade Lucy still first there, 3:03.
So it looks like Gabriella Smith's probably increased her lead over Lily Fox-Mason by about another second. So it's about a 3-second lead.
Yeah.
And so it's a really good battle there, though, between Lily Fox-Mason and Hunsicker, Ariana Hunsicker. So those guys are probably in a battle at the moment for third place. And so we're coming down now to the final 100.
3:41. Oh, 2 seconds there separating first and second, so it's not a lot for a 400 race.
And you can see these some teammates over the far side of Gabriella Smith trying to move her along here, cheering her on, telling her to finish strong.
So,
And her teammate
yeah.
Lily Fox.
Jade Lucy's seated time, there's 4:59, lane 5, and lane 4 Smith seated time 4:56. It'll be interesting to see what they go as they go into this last 50.
And here we go, coming out of the final turn now. These girls are on the home stretch now, coming in. This is always probably one of the favourite parts of your race, is when you can see the finish line, when you know that it's within striking distance. You've only got 15, 20 metres to go. You just keep your head down, you just go for it. I'm starting to see a fair few swimmers making their way out to pool deck for the relays coming up soon, which we're pretty excited about. And there you go, 4:54.
Nice 2-second PB there from this morning.
Yeah, it's a great swim from both those girls, 4:57. So both have gone quicker than this morning, which is all you're asking for, is that you go quicker at finals than what you went in the morning.
That's right.
In third place, Lily Fox-Mason at 5:06. So, and Hannah Price was the third S10 there in a 5:09.8. So we've got one more 400 to go, and then we've got some relays.
But before the 400, we've got the last 25 metres for the Irish swimmer, Nicole Turner.
Oh, Nicole Turner here. Now, Nicole's time this morning was a 5:58, so let's see how close she is to that time. It's always hard when our clock up here actually stops, so we can't have an estimate of how close she is to that time. 5:54, there we go, a 4-second PB. Or 4 seconds quicker than her entry time this morning. So that was a very strong final. All those girls pretty much went faster than what they went this morning.
That's right. Now,
probably under that finals atmosphere, it's night time. You always swim a little bit quicker at night, I feel. The lights are on, it's a bit better.
Yeah, it's a better atmosphere, I reckon. There's more tension, there's more pressure.
It is.
It is the finals, after all. In the heats, you're sort of not really pressured. You're just there to swim your best, but in the finals, you're there to compete. And the last 400 race of the evening, event 120, the women's 400 metre freestyle multi-class Vic Open.
Yeah, so our last 400 of the night. Now, we've had a fair few of them. We have had a fair few 400s tonight.
Yeah, a bit of 400s, 1-800 in the middle.
And I have got confirmation from a source here that says Tams and Cook will be swimming the freestyle relay. So, got to get around that. She swum a 400 IM, 100 free. What was the other event she did? She did something else. 800 free. 800 and then 100 free relay. So, big day of racing.
Very heavy program for her.
Yeah. Plus heats this morning.
That's right. Oh, that is true. I mean, it could be prep for next year's trials.
Definitely. Alrighty, and so our women's 400 metre freestyle multi-class Vic Open is underway. So Matilda Mobbs in lane 2. India Beis Fiton from Maccabi Ajax. Lane 4, Monique Murphy from Yeronga Park. Lane 5, Grace Brimelow from Sunshine Coast Grammar. And lane 6, Holly Warren from St Hilda's. So we've got two 13-year-olds in this. Which is great to see, once again, as we've sort of said. And so these guys are coming down now after that first 50, and I think we've got a variety of ages here, 28 through to 13, 15, 23, so...
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty tight for, given it's the first 100 metres of a 400. Lane 4, Murphy there. It's got about a body length out of the field.
You can see that...
she's starting to pull away just a little bit. It is pretty even, though, between lanes 3 and 5.
We'll quickly mention, I can see that some of the big lads are starting to make their way over for the relays next. You can feel the energy rising just a little bit. I know when you get a group of lads together, it gets louder.
100%, 100%.
And I think we'll hear some chest slapping soon before they get up on the blocks.
Yeah.
I've said this before, I've said it many times, but the harder you slap your chest, the faster you go.
I don't know if I agree with that, to be honest.
That's real science for you, apparently.
Well, it's interesting to see the different pre-race routines of all the different swimmers.
It is, it's true, isn't it?
Got interesting ones.
And so Monique Murphy here from Yeronga Park in lane 4, coming down now to the 200 metre mark. It's always good to see Yeronga Park coming down. I know they've always made an effort to come down and race just about every year that I can remember. Yeronga Park have come down and raced at Vic Open champs, so they've always supported the Victorian swimming, which is great. They always bring a really big team down normally, so
just about halfway there.
And we're at that 200 metre mark, as you were saying.
Monique Murphy very clearly, confidently out in front. Looks like lane 5 is Brimlow there, securing second with a nice pace.
So we're doing a few medal presentations on in the background as well. And so it's really starting to cool off here too. You can see the swimmers there in shorts and t-shirt and thongs earlier, and now in jackets, hoodied up. That's Melbourne in a nutshell, isn't it? From 40 degrees to 15 in a day.
In a few hours.
Yeah, in a few hours, it's really starting to drop off. And so Monique Murphy now is coming down to her final 100. And in second place at the moment is Grace Brimlow. So Grace and Matilda are both S8, so they are directly racing each other. So Grace at the moment is in front. So that's something to sort of watch out for, is those categories and where they're placed.
Yeah, most of these swimmers are breathing every 2s just to get a little bit more of that oxygen in their bodies in this last stretch.
Yeah, I think it's really big on, you find what an athlete's good at in terms of which side they're a little bit more comfortable breathing to. Everyone's got a dominant side of the body that they're better to, and you will find that people will naturally breathe one side a little bit easier than the other side. And so if a swimmer is a bit slower breathing one way, what's the point of slowing them down because they breathe both ways? You get them breathing one side, you get them into a rhythm, and you start teaching them how to then hold that stroke, breathing that one side, breathe efficiently, keep the stroke moving forward.
That is true, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. Most of the swimmers are breathing to their right. It's like Murphy there in lane 4, increasing her lead on the rest of the field.
Yeah, so Monique Murphy's had a really strong swim here. Entry time of 5:14, so she's probably going to be going just over that here. She comes down the wall. Let's see what she goes here. Or she go right on it. Well, I was wrong. She did a PB there. I went on the early choreo. I thought it was going to be a little solid on that. 5:14. Our Spotify playlist has just popped up here on our screen, so we can't actually see the times. Swim meets Mildura. It's just come up on the screen here. Spotify. I see a few officials pointing and going, what's going on here? Unfortunately, we can't see the times here, guys.
5:34 there from India in lane 3.
And I think there's a few people trying to instruct our technical officials here to get the Spotify screen off. And now we can't see the scoreboards. We've just got an Australian flag there, so now we can't see any of the times. All hell's broken loose here.
All before the relay.
Yeah. Calm before the storm. And so coming down the wall now is Matilda Mobbs. She's got just 25 metres to swim now. And unfortunately, the Spotify playlist is still on the big screen.
Nonetheless, though, Mobbs has
there
got
we go. It's off now.
Seated time of 6:44.
Well, she's coming down the wall now. Yeah, let's see how close she gets to that time.
So we can see that time now that the Spotify's off.
Yeah, we can see the time now, thankfully. And 6:41, so a 3-second PB there for Matilda. So that's a great swim. So we move on now to event 21, the men's 400 medley relay. Now have a look at that Victorian record there. Michael Phelps' team held that in 2007 to 3 minutes and 12 seconds. So not sure anyone's going to get near that today.
Yeah.
But I think all-comers records are funny. One, you got Trav Marnie, an Olympian, Ash Delaney, an Olympian, and Matt Targett, also an Olympian. Yeah. And that was a 3:38. So
Back
that's
in
probably
2013. So
10 years ago now.
A little bit ancient, but I reckon it could be broken tonight. We've got the fastest seed. The two Japanese heats, two Japanese teams, sorry. Team A and B both have the same seated time, 3:43 flat.
So move on now to the relay. So we're at 2 heats of this one. In lane 2, Doncaster Templestowe A. Lane 3, Melbourne Swimming Club A. Lane 4, Melbourne Vic Centre B. Ballarat Gold A. Lane 5. Lane 6, Melton A. And lane 7, DVE A. So entry times ranging from 4:01 all the way out to 4:24. So who knows what we'll get in store here. One thing I'm super excited about is Michael Skrodsky, who had his little baby boy, Kuba, wasn't in this morning because I think he's just been told just to relax in mornings. He's in for finals, so they roll him out for finals from Nunawading. But on the far side of the pool there, he's always screaming and normally loses his voice. And he always creates a lot of atmosphere. So if you can hear him on the screen, that's Michael. Hopefully we can hear him coming up in these next couple of heats.
It is good to have a little bit of that encouragement from the side of the pool as well.
Definitely. It's a good bit of fun. Like, it's a great way to finish the night. You race with your mates. And I think everyone always races a little bit faster in a relay because you've got that team environment. You just want to perform for your mates.
Yeah.
All right, you can hear the slapping going on.
There we go. Heat 1, the men's 400-metre freestyle. Sorry, 400-metre medley relay.
Alrighty, we're underway here for this Heat 1. Heat 2 a medley relay is really interesting, you know, because you might have one or two swimmers who are really strong in one area. You might have a weak stroke within the team. You've got to try and find a way to make it work. It's a really good relay to watch.
Yeah, 100%.
And there's lots of room to make up ground or, you know, increase leads. So starting really strong with Xavier Purcell over there in lane 1 from Propulsion out to 28.97. Followed by Harvey Lark there. And then Jack Lanyon. I know coaches go on about it too. It's really important about nailing your changeovers.
Definitely.
You can take off half a second just off a good changeover here.
But it could also mean a disqualification for everyone else. So it's important to nail it right. Oh, 58.99 there, Xavier Purcell.
It's a good start from Xavier Purcell. So
Definitely.
It looks like over there Calvin Reed's in the water for Propulsion. You can see him really gliding across the water. Nick Stupas in the water for Vic Centre.
Stupas there looking very, very strong. Look at that stroke.
And Edward Meddings from Ballarat also in the water. So we've got some fast breaststrokers in the water here.
It's got a very narrow kick, Stupas there.
It is. It's really important having a narrow kick, efficient kick. I think that's the real PD model with breaststroke now, is the real narrow kick. Everyone used to do traditionally a bit wider.
Yeah.
And so Calvin Reed's got a bit of a lead over there, but swimming really strong is Nick Stupas. He's made up a little bit of ground, but Propulsion over there in lane 1 are going to have a solid lead as they head into the butterfly.
Stupas there's got very good timing between his arms and his kick. He's got that perfect timing, even though it might be hurting, but...
And so a good change over there from Propulsion and Vic Centre. And in third place, Ballarat Gold. And so remember, this is Heat 1, and these guys are all about posting a time that challenges Heat 2.
Definitely. So, a bit of a long stroke there from Andrew Ryland in lane 4. Nicholas Slayton absolutely flying there.
And coming down the wall now, we've got the last 100 here, the freestyle leg, the anchor leg. And so Propulsion, who have led from start to finish, they're going to be pretty hard to catch from here. Vic Centre have a lot of work to do if they're going to catch them. It's about 4 or 5 seconds away. Ballarat Gold sitting comfortably in third, followed by Melton and then Melbourne Swimming Club.
Yeah, it looks like Western Propulsion might get the first one, and then the first place, and Vic Centre in second comfortably. Or lane 6.
This is going to be really interesting. Is Propulsion have a team in Heat 2 as well, but I'm not sure whether
I think they've
moved
moved them up. They've moved them up to swim in
Heat 1.
Heat 1.
Yeah, because this is going to be a pretty quick time. They were entered with 3:48, so it is going to be a little bit slower than that. But whether they've combined two, no, let's just have 110. Okay, let's see what they go. 3:54.9. That's our time to beat now, everyone. 3:54.9. Followed by 4:00 there. So 3:54.9. 3. And move on now to Heat 2. And this should be a cracking race. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the Japanese teams can do. The Nunawading A and B teams, the Vic Centre teams have always traditionally been great in relays. And never count out MLC or Surrey Park. So we've got some really strong clubs in this final coming up.
Yeah, so we've got the both A and B teams for Surrey Park and Nunawading, the Japanese team and MLC as well. So very big clubs swimming in the...
Yeah, we've got the powerhouse clubs up next.
Definitely. Watch out for the two Japanese teams in the middle. They've got the exact same seater time, 3:43 flat.
I'm sure that might be just like a calculation that they've just put in a rough estimate time. I'm not sure they would both have exactly the same seed times. So maybe they're not as fast as what we think. Maybe they're faster than what we think.
We'll see.
We'll find out. You can see Marco Sasanto starting in the backstroke here for Vic Centre. Looking across the field here, who else we got? Big Anthony Basunis over there from Surrey Park in lane 1. He's probably one to watch as well.
So there's going to be a fast one. This is Heat 2 of the men's 400 medley relay.
Alrighty, here we go. Oh, Yanning Zhang also from Nunawading. He's in the water. He's one to watch over there in lane 3.
He's going to Princeton.
Yeah, well, the Japanese boys have started both pretty well there. Look at Yuma Ito. He's out flying.
Very quick start from him.
Yeah, so we're coming down here to the turn. He's right on the lane rope there, though, so he'd probably want to get off that lane rope, but he's sort of out to 26.9. There you go.
Oh, nice underwater. Look at that. Using all the 15 metres that's available to him.
Well, they've started out pretty fast here, the Japanese two teams. So Yuma Ito, this is going to be a really quick time. Let's see what he turns in here at this 100 mark.
Oh,
that was a tight changeover, 55.
Yeah, that was very tight, 55.
Yeah. So the Japanese second team there in a 56.7, followed by Nunawading. So William Petrick's in the water now.
Sam Williamson for Vic Centre in the water as well.
Yeah, Sam Williamson's one to watch over here in lane 7, as you were saying there, Abdul. And also Adam Selwood's in the water too for propulsion. So some superstars in the water. Kieran Jasing over there from Surrey Park, also pretty quick in the 100-metre breaststroke. Oh, this is going to be a good battle now. Yeah. Sam Williamson is making up some ground, as is Petrick. Expect these boys to make up a lot of ground in this second 50 as well.
Lanes 4 and 5 shadowing each other.
And watch Adam Selwood here. He's really going to accelerate this last 15 metres. This is where he makes up a lot of ground. You can see Adam Selwood starting to pull through now. And here we go, it's the butterfly. This is going to be a really good last 200 between these teams.
Very nice changeover.
So
from
Propulsion
lane 4.
A is now into third place behind the Japanese guys, and Nunawading's in fourth.
It is very tight at this point in the race.
Well, Japan A and B are
killing it.
Have a solid lead in this butterfly. This is a really strong leg here from Sayuta Hayoka and Yuki Tsuno.
And coming up now on the anchor leg, the 100 freestyle.
Here we go, anchor leg here, and Propulsion are probably in third place. Japan A and B, it's hard to split either of those two teams. It might be Japan B in front. There, here we go. Now, I think the Vic Centre boy driving in last here in lane 7 has no goggles on. Or is that just me? We'll find out.
Oh, no, I
don't reckon he's wearing any goggles.
He's got his goggles.
I like it. A throwback. And it looks like the... I don't think anyone's going to catch the Japan boys here.
Yeah, Japan boys are out fast. Lane 5 there. 3:18. Got about 50 metres left to go.
Just hanging on to third place just.
So lanes 3 and 5 closing the gap there on the Japanese swimmers.
Oh, here we go. And, Propulsion is coming home strong. As is Nunawading. Elliot Rogerson is coming home like a freight train. He's making up ground with every stroke. Coming down the wall. Japan taken out. 1-2, and Elliot Rogerson, he came home like a freight train, gets him in a third and a 3:46.
Wow. 3:45.
That was quick.
Yeah.
That was quick. Now, did he wear goggles over here? He did wear goggles. He didn't look like he was wearing goggles there. Don't know what's going on.
You do train for these moments, though, given if your goggles fall off, you still want to swim at your max.
So we've got 2 heats left of the night. We've got the women's now 4x1 medley relay. We've got 2 heats, A and B.
The last 2 heats.
Yeah, last 2 heats of the night. I've just seen Heather O'Connor walk past with a pink slip. I think we may have a dreaded one of those situations there. We'll find out. Well, I thought one of the touches may have been a little bit.
It might have been one of the end lanes at the other end, maybe lane 1 there.
Quite tight on the turn there. So you want to be close, but not too close, I think. So here we go. Heat 1, so we've got Western Melbourne Propulsion in lane 3, DVE Aquatic in lane 4, There Are Plenty Waves, lane 5, and Western Melbourne Propulsion B in lane 6. But we don't have Western Melbourne Propulsion, sorry. We've only got the 3 teams. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, all right.
And doesn't look like we have a manufacturing report here.
Lane 4 there, Samra Olawinyi with a good start on the rest of the field, heading into the first 50. I mean, it is interesting to have that big of a lead in the first 50.
In the first 50, yeah, it's a very strong first 50 there from Semra. Very good backstroker. And she is absolutely smashing this first 100. She's giving DVE a huge lead here. There is an advantage of being in Heat 1 with only a few teams. You get a lot of clean water. You have to be fighting through the waves. You can actually just sit on it.
Definitely. It definitely does help. And I think DVE will be utilising that.
And coming down the wall now, that's a very fast 100 there at a 104.8.
Insanely quick.
And we now move into this breaststroke leg.
So slightly long stroke there from lane 4. She's got good timing though, Lansbury there.
In that breaststroke, yeah, you can still see she's getting a nice glide. I think in the 100 breaststroke too, it's really important about the arms and the leg. The time is a little bit different to the 200. You bring the arms and legs a little bit quicker together. There's not as much delay between the legs after the arms. But yeah, DVA have a huge lead here. They're going to be hard to catch in this second 200 in the fly and free. But stranger things have happened.
That's right.
Can Yarra Plenty or Western Melbourne Propulsion pull off something spectacular for us? And so coming down now into this butterfly leg here, and I have just seen another pink slip go past me, so it might be another DQ there. Oh, it just shows these swimmers need to make sure that they push the limit, but not too much. You want to time your dive perfectly. There's always a fine line. That's why you practice in training.
That's true, that's true.
I'm just glad I don't have to do the announcing and ruin someone's night and announce the DQ.
Oh, yeah. Especially after some fast swims.
There we go. So it was in event 21, heat 2 it was. So I think it was lane 8. And so DVE have a massive lead here as we come into the freestyle leg, and we have...
Still leading.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
led
looking
from
very
start
strong.
to finish. Yeah, it's been a good relay for these guys. They were entered with a 4:35, so if they can go under, maybe a 101, 102 here in this 100 freestyle, they could be smashing their entry time of 4:35. So
I reckon
in goes the freestyle.
That was a clean layover, huge kick.
So I think I just heard there, was that heat 2, lane 4 was disqualified? I'm not sure. So it may have been one of the favourite seeds just got DQ'd. I'm not sure. Don't hold me to that. We'll find out soon. But I think that might be a bit of a warning shot for the women in the next final here, maybe to be a little bit more conservative off their relay changeovers. And so DVE coming down now to the wall.
So they've led from the start. They're leading with the finish. They've got the wing comfortably.
It's been a good swim from Yarra Plenty Waves here, though. Made up some ground here in this 100 freestyle, as has Western Melbourne Propulsion. And we're coming down the wall now. And they were into with a 4:35, 4:35.0. So they go pretty much right bang on their entry time, as does Yarra Plenty Waves. So they've gone right on their entry time.
Yeah.
And Western Melbourne Propulsion just a little bit over. So a very good first heat there. So 4:35.09. That's your time to beat, guys. 4:35.09.
All right. Last heat of the evening.
Yeah, last heat, last event of the night. Should be a good one.
So the fastest seed in this one is a 4:08, and the Victorian all-comers record is a 4:02.
Yeah, 6 seconds is a fair bit, but you never know.
Yeah.
If one of these Nunawading teams has a really strong team in, they could definitely do it. Surrey Park A will be pretty strong, you would have thought, as will Vic Centre A. So... Alrighty, so we're underway here.
So Olivia Lefoe, who we've seen earlier, dominate the 200 backstroke in the water for Nunawading there in lane 4.
Yeah, her and Sasha Jones should have a good battle in the middle of the pool here in this 100-metre backstroke. And so Liv Lefoe leading through here in this first 50. I think also having a good swim there is Sienna Shepherd in lane 2. Sasha Jones as well, probably sitting in second. I believe so. And so they're out. I think our touchpad is not working there. All right, so Liv Lefoe looks like she is starting to increase her lead now. Sasha Jones sitting comfortably in second place, and it's a bit of a battle on for third between Jess Wilson and Sienna Shepherd there. And coming down the wall here, let's see how fast these girls go out here in this first 100.
Yeah, let's hope for a clean layover here.
There you go, Liv Lefoe out in a 103.9. Jones out in a 105.4. Yeah, it looks like... I think it was Abby Harrington there in third. And so all the roommates, Zoe Deacon and Micah Fry, are up against each other. I know those two are very good friends, and they're racing each other here in this breaststroke leg. They raced each other in the 100 breaststroke a little bit earlier. Abby Harrington also raced that 100 breaststroke a little bit earlier too. So
Definitely.
some familiar names in the water right now.
Yeah, Mikey right there in lane 5. She's got a slightly higher stroke rate than her roommate in lane 4.
Yeah, so can Micah, the Flying Dutchwoman, reel her in here? Abby Harrington's having a very good swim there in lane...
Yeah, she's making ground.
Oh, no, sorry. Was that Riddell Smith? The names have just changed on the board. Okay, maybe it was Riddell Smith. The names have just changed. Okay, well, there we go.
There we go.
With a curveball for us. Sorry, guys. It is Riddell Smith actually in the water now. And so Riddell has had a great leg, but Zoe Deacon's going to take through another warning A, leading through here at the 200-metre mark. We're now at the halfway point.
Ooh, she's giving Nana Wadding a nice catch-up. Are they going to be able to catch up to the other team? So Isabella Boyd there in lane 4 for Nana Wadding.
And so it's a bit of a battle now between the Nunawading teams A and B. I'm not sure Surrey Park are going to be able to reel these guys in here. As we're coming down now to the turn. And it looks like Nunawading A now has a comfortable lead over Nunawading B, followed by Surrey Park A. Looks like MLC might be in 4th place now. And so this looks like this is going to be Nunawading all the way through here. Looks like try and work out who's on the blocks here next.
I reckon they've got it comfortably. Easy lead.
Let's see here. And so, yeah, Nunawading have a huge lead now. They've increased it with each stroke now. Into the freestyle leg now. Nunawading A and B, followed by Surrey Park A. Now, can MLC challenge for a bronze medal here? And so it looks like Abby Carney leading Nunawading all the way through here with 50 metres to go. The great Chantal Underwood there in the water as well for Nunawading. I know Alana Banks had a word to me earlier that I gave her dad a massive prep up and not her. So sorry about that, Alana. She's in the water right now. And Amarita Submarinian's having a great swim from MLC too.
Nunawading A have got it easily. They've got a seated time of 4:08.
And coming down the wall now, so Nunawading A are going to take this one out. Pretty comfortably there, 4:13.
They're slightly over their seated time. Still a gold medal nonetheless.
Yeah, a little bit over, isn't it? 4:08 was their best, and 4:21 there.
Nunawading B in 2nd and Surrey Park in 3rd.
I know Michael Skrodsky's definitely tired because he hasn't been yelling over there because he's had the newborn. So that's a sign he's definitely tired because normally he'd be screaming over there. So maybe it's a new baby's changed him a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe in a couple of months we'll see him
He's a changed man, Mr. Skrodsky. So there we go. Well, that concludes our finals night of racing. Abdul, it's been a great night.
Thank you.
Some good relays to finish with there. Some quality racing too.
Definitely, yeah. There's some good swims, especially from Tamsin Cook. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be a fantastic weekend. Huge program for a lot of the swimmers. And thanks, guys, for tuning in this evening.
Yeah, thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow morning and tomorrow night and then Sunday. So make sure you tune in on KO on the freebies. Watch some quality swimming. And we'll see you guys all tomorrow.
Thank you.